She certainly...
Why is this an amputee?
Let it all... Why are you looking at that now? I posted that 3 days ago.
It's an amputee.
Just 3 days ago.
It's the easiest bukkake you'll ever see in your life.
Oh my fucking god!
Ross, let's go, boys.
Oh my fucking god! What?
Son,
Is that a real person?
I kind of wish I hadn't started recording right now. Oh well.
That looks amazing. Is she
Wow.
consenting?
Who cares?
I mean, I would a little bit. But
Well, she doesn't matter. She ain't going nowhere. What is she gonna do? Hop over to the cops? I don't think so.
I mean,
Shuffle on over.
She
My-
can't. She
I
can't
don't
dial
care about the
911. Who gives a
legality.
shit?
I care more about my conscience, you know?
Aw, China. You care about 2.5 ounces of sticky white fluid. Okay.
Only 122,000 matches.
No, I want to fuck it. What are you talking about? 2.5 ounces of sticky white fluid.
Such a fucking noob. Look at all these Eternals. 0, 0, 0, because they're locked. Jesus.
Are you looking at my profile?
The one you
Look
sent
at
me.
it, mine.
Anyone that spends money on Eternals is actually just brain damage.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank
sit
you.
on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I had brain damage that day.
They're charging
No, I
you
also
for.
told you not to do it, and then
And I
after
did
you
it.
I gave you shit for it, and
I
now
know.
it's like you finally admit that you're
I-
just brain.
No, I was brain damaged.
I was brain damaged, but then I got better.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
not
coming
happening.
down off your. That's what coming down off your high does.
The very idea that they would charge you for something that every other game gives you for free is so
Yeah, I
insulting.
know, right? It's like, what
It's
the fuck
so
is this?
degrading. It's so insulting, and you're like,
Well, it's because they know that people like
you're-
me will pay for it.
you're paying them to insult you, is what you're doing.
Yes, but I play their video game, so I'm already doing that.
Well, but you're not giving them
You're
money.
essentially. Oh wait, no, actually, you're bi. That joke doesn't work here.
A lot of jokes don't work when you're bi. It's really
He's
funny.
bi.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll take anything with a pulse. What are you talking about, bi?
I don't want to get into the weeds with the
Why?
labels.
Why not?
Okay.
We're already there.
He's pan. Just, you know.
Sure, pan.
He's are you alive and a sentient being. Alright, I'm interested.
Yeah, it's like if the Chinese would eat it, sit on it, but fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right, actually.
Anything with its back to the sky.
Woo! Head down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. Alright. We last left off, Kato had teamed up with UD and gone to acquire some poisons.
She's since
and a
been
magic lamp.
arrested.
She,
To be fair, Yudi thought this was a one-time thing and didn't realize that she had a dagger full of stolen knives.
well, yes. It's almost like you weren't supposed to know that, and she hid it from you or something.
Yes.
So, UD and...
I probably should have warned him.
Oh well. That doesn't seem like in character. So UD and Kato have gotten separated. And Kato came in and asked Themis and then Athen if either of them had a spell for dispelling magic. Having been told no, she then dashed right back out. Athen eventually wandered outside of the tavern that you're staying at and came back with a
An
dirty
indentured slave.
and an indentured servant that he immediately set about making this woman construct a
Oh,
hat
holy
for
shit,
him.
I forgot Athens bought a slave, essentially.
Yep.
Well, we'll see about that.
It's not like
I'm
a slave, it's more like forced labor.
I mean,
it's-
what's wrong with slavery? We're in
He-
the
he
Roman
has,
time.
He has hired her, technically, because he's given her 10
Hired.
gold. But this is like the third time he's done this, and none of them
I'm
have
pretty sure
stuck.
this is like a war crime, right? Like,
not in ancient times.
Well, the dwarves are technically not at war. And he is paying her to do services, so it's a bit nebulous. Seems like
Themis is taking bets on how long it takes for her existence to just
Yeah.
disappear.
yeah, it's not going to be long, because I'm not dealing with that. I didn't deal with it with the wisps, and I didn't deal with Gavin, and I'm not dealing with this.
Who the fuck is Gavin?
No, you don't want to know.
You can listen to the recorded session where they meet Lucidness the Virtuous and Gavin.
Yeah.
And
That's-
Plains promptly adopted Gavin as soon as humanly possible.
Adopted?
yeah.
It's a
Very
whole... It was a great story. I like that story.
Yeah, I forced fed him potions.
I'm thinking about conscripting Synod into doing a talk show where I talk about my various characters that I've come up with.
It's
And I'm
roughly
just
around the
posting
same
that.
time Spiffy managed to paralyze me.
I managed to paralyze you down like 4 potions in a minute. You had a
Oh,
comment.
this is the boss fight where you just like kept chugging HP.
Yes.
Well, because she kept dying. So what happened was she started the fight, she chugged the potion because she was half HP.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
shit.
she was half HP because she got terrible initiative rolls. And then she finally started raging, but by then she was already low HP again. So she chugged another potion. No, so then she went down, and we fed her a 3rd potion, and she got what, like lowness or something?
And we had a table that we rolled on for mixing and
Right.
matching potions and stuff.
Right. So she got a random effect, right? And then we finally killed the boss. Themis is like, guys, grab what you can and run as fast as you can. I fucking booked it. I built up levels of exhaustion getting out of that place. Right?
Makes sense.
Well, maybe like 1, but sure. Go on.
And then what do? They take their time. They're like looting, discussing who's gonna get this, who's gonna search that, have we searched this? And
Wait, what the
Themis is
fuck?
just out of there, and then the whole place literally explodes as the space-time continuum fucking like reasserts itself. And then Rauggam is once again downed, and we force-fed him a potion because nobody had spell slots to actually heal him. And then he was paralyzed from the waist down until the long rest.
And technically, it was just kind of janky, and they weren't really following the controls that Rauggam wanted to do. But that just meant that he couldn't walk. It's not like it's not like he was in a wheelchair. He was just kind of like having spasms instead of.
I believe the effect was major disability DM's choice.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm
that's the story.
I'm certainly not going to go back and confirm it. So, but yeah, so
That's a
all,
cautionary tale about how we don't abuse potions.
all of those entertaining sessions are recorded for all of time.
And I've lost my notes from last session. Fuck me.
No, that's not funny.
My
So-
favorite
That is
session
not
is just
fun.
pissing everybody off at the farmer. So
Yes, that was another golden moment. Rauggam is, as far as you know, MIA. He sent you a single note saying, stay low but be ready to move at any time.
Which we have not done.
No, you definitely have not.
We've kind of done the opposite.
So
actually.
it's, I cut off when Kato was in the process of being chased around by the guards. So it's late evening, early night, as far as you know. It's starting to wind down a little bit. You imagine that dwarves operate in some kind of shift section, since there's not really any daytime to worry about. But as far as you and your own personal circadian rhythms go, it's getting on. It's probably coming up on 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that. So anything that anyone wants to do in these waning hours, Synod got
Yudi would like to head
the
back
nat
to
20. Oh yes, okay,
Wait, what the
sure.
fuck?
Oh right, I got a nat 20 on potion making.
So that'll be the results of that'll come in tomorrow morning when you finish your batches and distribute them and get paid for it.
Awesome.
But I have not forgotten
go
that
grab
you
my
got a
beer.
nat 20. Okay.
Hot.
Yeah. So while UD is walking back, you are passing some other tavern, whatever it is. And you glance over. It's a pretty standard tavern front. And you look away, but something catches your eye, and you look back, and there's a sign right in front of the tavern where there wasn't a second ago.
I'm back.
Okay.
What does this sign
And
say?
that's what you say. It looks like it's advertising Dwarven Ale and Quipper on sale.
The fuck is Quipper?
It's a kind of fish.
Oh, cool.
And for a sale that was 2 days ago. Day and a half.
Doesn't sound that fresh to me.
All right. So do you want to keep going or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head back because
Okay.
I need to regain my portion.
Okay. You stop and read the sign to know that it says all that sort of stuff, and you hear a voice in your left ear say,
Well,
somebody's noticed. Well, we'll keep this just between you and I.
can I look over to see who it was?
You look over. There's nobody there.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll allow it.
It does nothing.
Oh, 21.
21.
It it definitely is magical in nature. You don't.
Wonderful. Do I know if the spell will last 15 more minutes?
You highly doubt it. The nearest you can tell with your roll and your experience is that it was some form of message spell, which does allow a response, but there is.
Oh, holy shit!
still-
Okay,
but there's still a time limit on it, so no, 15 minutes is not gonna. It will definitely have passed by then.
Okay, so the
Okay.
first words out of my mouth is, which direction would you be?
All right. Message
Come
spell
on, I was shy.
can come up with 25 words, I believe it is. Is that all you
Yep,
want to say?
I just want that. I just want to say that.
Okay.
Kaunima.
Yeah. I think he's gonna let me find the spell. I will do that. LM. Boy, I sure wish I knew the alphabet. That would be nice right now. Message. There we go.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking sending. Shit. All right. So whatever. Sending. Fine. Doesn't matter. So you still get a response. So you wait a moment or three. Duration. Oh, it's only lasts one round, so it has to be an immediate. Okay. Recognizes use the sender should knows you and can answer on like last manner immediately. You wait a couple minutes. You're just about to start to walk away, and you hear, it was just an experiment in chronomancy. Go about your business, citizen. Stranger,
Okay,
actually,
now
stranger, actually, because you definitely don't look like a citizen from around here. So, stranger. And you're about your business, citizen.
Well. Looks like someone's read a bit of my backstory.
Well, it wasn't 33 pages like somebody else's, so it was pretty easy to do.
Wait, did that finally turn?
Oh, he gave me his in a timely fashion. No, Plains gave me 33 pages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I refrained.
And then I told him about it, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's a lot." And he, at the beginning of when he first started playing, and he was like, "Oh, you didn't have to read it." Like, excuse me?
Why the fuck would you send it in then?
Like why? He's like, "Oh, it was just from like a book that I was writing." I was like, "You are an enormous jackass." First of all. But anyways, okay. So yes,
That's recorded.
yeah, that is recorded. Yes, Plains. That's been recorded for all the times. The fact that you made me read 33 pages and then said I didn't have to. Okay, so yes, you can also respond in a
Oh wait, fuck,
likewise.
sorry, I didn't mean to press that.
You don't see him, so you have no idea where
Yeah,
you would
I
want,
can't do
where
it.
you
That's
would
why I was
point
asking, like,
anyways.
where
Oh,
where
yes,
he was.
yes, yes. And he chose not
Okay,
to tell
so
you.
I'll respond once more with, well, you've grabbed my intrigue. Perhaps I could help you with your research. A bit of divination never hurts.
Ooh. You wait another few minutes. And you don't receive a reply. But you continue on your way back to the tavern.
Okay, yeah, I walk back.
Okay.
I have offered my help, and if they choose not to take it, that's fine.
There you go. So, you are, well, I guess the two of you are, because Raugham's still hunkered down with the conspiracy theorist grandpa. The two of you, which was supposed to be like 3 or 4, but are having late dinner, maybe a few drinks before heading up to bed, something like that. You notice a human come in. He's dressed really quite well. He's got mutton sleeves. He's got a little bit of lace around the wrist cuffs, I should say, the cuffs. He's got on boots that come up just over the knee. His hair is chestnut with auburn highlights, and he's got an enormous heavy crossbow that's almost as big as he is on his back. He strides over and takes up a booth and is waited on, and a few minutes later you see the staff is apparently giving out a round to everyone in the tavern.
Oh, well shit. Now I've got a cast message, and I just messaged the guy, thank you for the round. And
Okay.
don't drink it because my character doesn't drink.
Okay. Of course. You watch
Wait,
it.
what?
Yeah, I know, right? We're really in some kind of role-playing alternate dimension now, where one of Failure's characters is not a complete alcoholic.
Who knew?
Really straying from the path there, huh?
You watch as several of the dwarves and other patrons raise their glass to him, and he gives a slight little wave in acknowledgement. And you send a message to him. His eyes go left and right, and then he takes out what looks like a very plain book and starts scribbling in it. He places the large crossbow that looks really immaculately well constructed on the seat next to him and starts writing in a book of some kind. The night will continue to pass. Is there anything else that anybody wants to do? Otherwise, I assume we'll just go turn in for the night.
So, Themis, how was your day?
Oh, busy. Lots of orders. A surprising amount, actually.
Hoarders?
Orders.
Orders,
Oh,
my good sir.
orders. I thought you said hoarders, and then I realized that was from Raugham's story, which I don't know about yet. Sorry, my bad.
Yes, well, I was surprisingly inundated with folk needing my expertise, and I'm happy to say that I've managed to fit in some experimentation and have somehow managed to get it all done today. It was, I don't know, felt like I was in a trance for a little bit. But we'll see the fruits of my labor tomorrow, I guess. What about you? Anything interesting happen?
So, you remember that party member of yours, Kato?
Oh dear. Is she in prison again?
Who?
I wouldn't know about this. However, does this person make it a habit of stealing daggers?
Oh boy. This is just gonna pinch at the ridge of his nose. Well, she has a history of sticky fingers.
Is there anything else I should know about your party that may impact my decision making around you guys?
No, I believe that's it. Rauggam doesn't like to be touched.
Okay.
Athens can be a little, how do we say, flighty?
I mean, sorry, that was out of character.
Flighty? Flighty would be the, easily
Listless?
eccentric?
Okay.
Eccentric, yeah. Sometimes, well, he's harmless, really. Kato's the one you have to watch out for. If I wasn't so preoccupied with my work, I probably would have mentioned it to you. My apologies.
I understand. Priorities are priorities. And sometimes things just get in the way.
Quite. She didn't drag you into any trouble, did she?
Oh, I can handle myself fairly well. I don't think I'll be the one in trouble, but I feel like she may, for the next hour at least, have a bit of issue.
He said with a smile.
Pray tell, you've got my attention.
Because she did come in and ask you if you could dispel magic.
Yeah, she briefly came by and asked Athens and I whether we had the ability to dispel magic. Unfortunately, I don't have anything prepared to that effect, but...
Fret not. Neither did I. This I did not foresee in my meditations or when fate speaks. However, how would you say it? I feel like everything will work out.
Oh,
and you're so certain?
Well, there's never anything... No, that's a lie. I don't do those. While there are things that are certain with fate, there are other things that, while not certain, tend to lean in very specific directions. I feel that this is one of those events.
I hope I'm not gonna have to call in more favors to get her out of jail.
Well, if she's traveling with you, it's safe to assume she's about as capable and as competent. Or at least as capable.
Well, she's... Well, competent, yes. Capable...
So I misread that. I had that the other way around.
Well, in a fight, she's proved her worth. In social interaction and day-to-day, law-abiding.
Law-abiding?
I would not count on her. Does that make sense?
Just because she's unlawful does not necessarily mean she is a bad person.
Oh,
Would you...
No. I'm not saying she's a bad person.
No,
I'm just saying that
I'm thinking out loud a little bit here, and I'm curious as to the subject. What would you think is her leaning? Because I would like to think that I am a very good person, even though I am not always lawful. Cough, cough. Does anyone know her alignment? Because I'm kind of curious.
I don't even know if you said her alignment.
I'm pretty sure she's chaotic neutral.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
what she said.
As
I don't
long
think
as
she
it's
was
not
evil. She's not
No,
like.
we don't have any evils. I'd like to do an evil campaign one time, but I don't think we have any evil people.
I'm down to do an evil campaign.
I knew you
Dude,
would.
evil campaign would be fun.
Yeah, just
We would
be
just
the
blow shit up.
anti-heroes.
Let's go.
I mean, not full murder hobo, but like anti-heroes.
Anti-hero
Like-
is more a neutral thing, though, eh?
Is it?
Or it's more like a chaotic or neutral good, I would say. Because you're still a hero at the end.
No,
Still trying to help, right?
maybe. Anyway, no, I'd say that she would probably walk past someone getting mugged, unless she was offered to help for a cut of the profits. Does that make sense? No?
Yes? I'm just going to say yes. Yes.
Right then.
The best.
You know,
Oh, and then after the Cato event, I went down to the local scriptorium.
Really?
They have many cookbooks there that need to be translated, or not so much translated, but rewritten by a more skillful hand.
You're working for a scriptorium.
I did an odd job. Well, if you recall our first meeting, I'm a little tight on gold. This has helped me.
Yes, well.
And now I can afford a room, probably.
Where did you sleep last night?
DM never asked, so I never bothered to tell. Probably on the street outside, though.
No, go away, asshole.
Yudi gets retconned a level of exhaustion.
That would track. They probably wouldn't care for that, but we'll let it slide.
Right.
Since
Well, if you do ever need gold, I'm happy to help, as long as you remember the favor you owe me.
Oh, I hope that soon enough we'll get to a place where we no longer have to count the favors we owe each other because they would be too numerous.
Well said, but there are favors and there are favors. Two very
I
different
see.
things. You would
I
be
see.
wise not to cross one of my kind when it comes to favors.
Actually, that's a subject I would like to ask you more about. I don't think I've... Wait, have I seen any of his kind before? Because veils
Probably
are kind
not.
of weird, right? Yeah.
yeah, probably
What
not.
is your kind? What is your ilk? Where do you hail from?
That's quite the story. I'm surprised to say that you're the first to have really expressed any curiosity.
Really, with such delightful hair, I would have assumed everyone would have asked.
Yes, it is most curious. Almost like a glamour, although I confess to not be employing any such magic. Well, I'm not exactly from this plane, you see. The leading theory is that once upon a time, in a faraway land, or not so far away if you think. How far are we from the elfin homelands? He's gonna consult his journal real quick. Flip
He's
through
going to
it.
consult his DM journal.
No,
As
he's just flipping through the pages as you look on. Oh well, I was sure I had it some. Anyway, forget that. The leading theory is that a long time ago, some of the Fae entered into the plane of Mundus, kidnapped or otherwise acquired some of elven kind, and then either through experimentation or haphazard breeding, a new subrace, you could call it, was born. And we call ourselves the Eladrin.
The Eladrin.
Yes.
How would I spell that out of curiosity?
Eladrin.
Eladrin.
That's it, Eladrin.
Okay.
Though our history is oftentimes spotty, and as much of it was lost in whatever upheaval freed us from the bindings of servitude that enslaved us to the Fae, we now have our own civilization that stretches across the Feywilds.
So you've been to the Feywilds then, yes?
I was born there.
How does time work there?
Time is irrelevant in the Feywilds. It has a mind of its own, shall we say. It starts and stops and turns backwards. It's a very, very strange phenomenon that you would best speak to a true expert on the matter. But it is, as someone who has experienced it, very ethereal. Some days the sun sits in the sky at noon for what feels like years, and then suddenly you're plunged into an endless dusk, only to wake up in the midst of winter. It is quite strange.
The Feywilds sound like an iridescent beauty from how you describe it. I'd love to go one day.
Oh, that can be arranged. It wouldn't be too hard to find a crossing somewhere near here. I'd have to, get into contact with some associates.
You seem to have a lot of those. To be fair, you have been around for quite some time.
That's just gonna raise an eyebrow and not answer the implicit question there. Yes, I have had time to cultivate, or at least get to know some of my master's associates. Maybe one day I'll introduce you to them. Maybe.
Perhaps, yes.
Well, best be getting to bed then. Are you sure you're alright?
Yes. Would anything suggest I'm not?
Just a niggling feeling in the back of my mind. Forget I mentioned anything.
Oh, I just realized my character's been alive for been sentient for technically only 8 years. And I'm holding a conversation with someone that's so much older. Okay. This is weird. I don't know how I feel about this.
That's what she said.
She did, in fact, say. Alright, so you two will head off to your respective rooms, or
Well, I'm getting a room first. How much am I paying for it?
How long are you going to stay?
That's a good question. That is how long do you plan to stay?
Oh, I was getting them by the day, actually.
Ah. Okay, perhaps I'll go with that plan then. I'll pay for 1 night.
Alright, it'll just be 2 silver then.
2 silver. I need them to break a gold.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
It's base 10, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Alright, that's their evening. Chili, did you want to do anything in particular?
Toes.
No.
I restocked on rations, and I'm
Okay.
gonna offer my friend the small token to Mars I have.
Alright. He will happily take it, and you'll watch as he goes off and puts it in a chest with what looks like quite a few other...
Because he needs more stuff.
Yes, he does. Quite a few more idols and relics. The door's only open for a couple seconds unless you want to actually look into it.
I just don't need to carry that kind of thing around
Okay.
anymore.
Okay, absolutely. At some point before you go to bed, probably closer to evening than night, but you'll also receive a small ping in your mind.
Oh no. I don't want to. Can I deny it?
No. It just sort of happens. You haven't, trained your mind to do that sort of thing.
Okay, I will.
Cora Fidel. Message from from GC. Firebeards have stepped up.
Oh lordy.
Purges. Cover for removing opponents. I am going to go underground. All my love, GC. I didn't actually count if that was 25, but
Enough.
we'll just assume it was close enough.
Friend still around? Is he still awake?
Yes, he is.
I ask him if he happens to have a map of the underground area. Of the mountains or anything nearby.
Of the Alps?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. He's got a few maps. A lot of them are detailing more mines and what? Are mines and outposts. Really more places of note. They're not particularly detailed. You've got a few bodies of water scattered around, but these are mostly older mining maps that he has on hand. So yes, you can look at it. You can look at those. Absolutely.
Is there any that would be in the direction we're heading?
You're headed north. The Alps stretch from east to west. There's one looks like a rather large, expansive mine that's from the symbols seems like it goes pretty deep, and then there's a smaller thinner mine that seems to run a little bit northeast of the mountain range itself proper. It starts underneath the mountain range, but it seems to branch out for miles, hours, probably not more than a day's travel. It'll be impractical to go any further than that if you don't have to.
Just curious if there was some older ones like he had any on him.
Alright. So you'll right.
Portent.
Portent. A 1. So
This is gonna be fun, huh?
for somebody. So you'll go to sleep at various points, and you will wake up at having gotten a full night's sleep, or just having tranced, whatever. Go down to taverns. Okay. Go down to the tavern to have your breakfast, or try and forage something in this safe house's kitchen. That's kind of gross.
Kind of gross.
It's
Only kind of.
yeah, only kind of. There's not as much mold as you might think. Not like
But critters galore, right?
but critters galore. Yeah, I could see him having a few pets. Probably really quite wild things though, where there's no real control over
I mean,
them.
I was
They
thinking
just-
more like bugs.
Yeah, there'd probably be some. Probably not much though. It's one of the beauties of having houses that are carved out of rock. There's not really a lot of seams to worry about. But yeah, there's multiple kinds of life. He could probably have a small mushroom farm in there if he really wanted to. But that's too much work. Anyways, so you, UD and Themis go down and at relatively close times, we'll say, and have breakfast. You'll notice the human male that was there last night with the large crossbow. Looks like he's just finishing up his breakfast. There's a few more various people that you've seen more than once that might be staying here. Maybe it's their favorite spot, whatever it would be. But you watch as this well-dressed gentleman finishes his meal, loads up his pack and his crossbow, and is about to walk to the door when the door itself bursts open, and you see two dwarves, or three dwarves actually. One of them has a small rotating disc in his hand, and the two behind him seem to be carrying some sort of large metal contraptions that they seem to have a crank wheel on. And you hear him go, and this is the morning of September the 29th. And, we've got some lovely folks right over here that are clearly exotic and not dwarven. Let's get their opinions on the matter. And they head right over to your table.
Wonderful.
Hey,
This is not a morning person.
You said you wanted more role playing. This is what you're getting. So.
Yep. Judy is in fact a morning person.
Oh well, I should imagine he's all smiles.
Always.
So they head over. So to get a non-dwarven opinion, what do you two think of the recent situation in Enola? And he pushes the small whirling disc that you can see now is perforated with holes all over it, and he holds it out towards. I'll roll for it. See who. I'll just do a coin flip. If it's heads, it's Themis. If it's tails, it's UD. Okay, so he points it over to UD.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I don't seem to be familiar with the situation you speak of. Could you enlighten me on this?
He seems taken aback a little bit and looks back at the two people the two dwarves that are behind him, and just makes a cutting motion with his neck, and they stop cranking.
Aww.
Whatever it is they're cranking. He
Seeing this, I'll immediately apologize and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I ruin your bit?"
You ruined the DM's bit, but not their bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, my guy. Holy shit!
This is, the silver disc that he has in his hand stops spinning for a moment, and he sets it down. You don't even know about Enola.
I don't even know about much.
By Vulcan. Right, Enola's the province that's down in the Middle Eastern area. They declared their independence about year and a half ago, and now the Conan Confederacy has reached their borders, and the Empire is not helping them at all because they're technically a separate, technically a separate nation state now after breaking off of the Empire during a time of war. Now wait, think about that for a second. Turn it back on, lads! And everything starts up again, the disc starts spinning, they start cranking the machine. So, what do you think about the current situation in Enola?
Wait, I'm sorry, 1 second. Could you turn that off again for a second? I have one more question. And at this point, it's very evident I'm just fucking with the guy, because I could have totally asked him before he turned it on.
He rolls his eyes and just holds the metal disc in his hand while they keep spinning. What is it now?
Okay. Culturally, would you say Enola is closer to the Cornins or closer to the Empire?
The Empire.
Okay. So I think it's a very complicated subject,
He holds
because
it back
while
out.
they are culturally closer to the Empire and therefore more imperial, they did declare their independence during a time of war where we need to have a show of strength. We cannot necessarily help this independent state. I say we as the Empire, as that is where we currently are, I assume.
You're the dwarves are technically a separate kingdom from the Empire.
Ah, never mind. So I feel like the Empire is right in their choice to not help the Enolans.
He definitely holds out the disc again, and as soon as you start talking, and nods. And how about you with the wibbly wobbly rainbow hair? What's your take on the matter? And holds it out towards Themis.
Themis does not look awake at all, and he's gonna reach into his bag and seemingly sniff something off the back of his hand.
Holy shit, okay.
Ugh.
Would Enola be anywhere strategically relevant to the Empire? Because that might very much change my answer.
Would UD have any idea of that information if I were to tell you that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
True, never mind.
So, the situation is that one of the nation provinces has declared independence or something.
Is
Right?
this the DM or the reporter?
DM.
Okay. Yes.
Just clarifying.
Yeah.
While there's a war going on.
Yeah, during the Second Thrashing War, which is what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, shit! Is Hannibal about to lay siege? No, sorry.
He is running around north of the Alps, actually doing raids and whatnot as we speak. So you could meet him, depending on how you go up there. But so Enola, I put it on the map actually. I put it as a contested area.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago from now, they decided the war was going quite well, and the Empire had pushed like almost to where Egypt is. And,
shit.
And Enola decided that would be a good time to secede from the Empire and do their own thing. They've always been very independent. They've never really wanted to be part of the Empire, so they came up with their own nation state. And whether by design or by fortunes of war, the Cornins have pushed back, and now they are on the border of what is now the Enolan territory. And the Enolans want nothing to do with the Cornin Confederacy or the Empire. The Empire is stationed on the northern side of the territory, the Cornins are stationed on the southern side, and the Empire has no intentions of stopping the Cornins from invading and pretty much ransacking the kingdom, which cannot possibly stand against them. It is assumed that they will then simply march in and reconquer this upstart nation state who thought that war was a good time to secede from the Empire.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a good move by the Empire. That's all I have to say. Considering, these motherfuckers left in the middle of a war, not expecting to be ran over with a weak-ass military. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They have diplomats and ambassadors standing there just in case the Cornins change their mind. But since they're no longer a part of the Empire is not going to risk resources and imperial lives to save this newly independent kingdom.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense, of course.
Right. It also has the side effect of teaching them a lesson.
True.
So,
well,
he holds his small spinning disc out to Themis.
Themis is looking really energized for some reason.
Yeah, we'll never know why.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me, at least where I come from, if one was to free themselves from the bonds of loyalty that they owe to higher power, that they had best ensure that they were capable of maintaining that freedom. And if they're not, well, the Cornins aren't that bad.
Okay.
That's all I really have to say on the matter, really. Really.
He takes it back and says, "Story number 2, start now, edit afterwards. Copper pot recording. What is your opinion on the claimed uprising of Iron Lord cult in Dwarven lands?" Then back out to UD. Grey Lord, excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Grey Lord.
I just got here. I don't really know that much about what's happening.
He watches, his eye twitches, and he kind of like forces a bit of a smile, and then turns over to Themis. And you, sir, what exactly is your opinion on the recent questionable dealings of the Northern Dwarves?
Well, does it really matter what supernatural being they choose to worship?
Oh,
I don't see a difference between them, to be honest.
Man's out here openly supporting a cult on TV. Or not live, because he's editing, but
yes.
You know what I mean.
Yes. You know how it works. Oh.
Are they committing crimes, or are they simply...
There are certain parties, especially religious factions, who believe that it is in fact heresy to support something that is not one of the established pantheon of gods. What say you to that?
I'd assume that would make me a heretic. He's gonna take a sip of
What?
his coffee and look at the guy in the eyes and sip on his coffee.
You heard it here first, sir. A heretic and a foreigner, both endorsing foreign idol worship. And you see, behind you, the well-dressed gentleman looks like he's trying to sneak past.
Wait. Before you say that, I would
Yeah.
like to prepare a verbal component for a spell. Just like to let go whenever I feel like it. Is that okay?
Sure, he's not particularly focused on you if you do it while he's
Great.
talking to Themis, so he probably wouldn't notice.
No, I'm just like being very prepared to quickly blurt out the verbal component whenever I need to.
Jeez. Okay, alright. You watch as he catches this well-dressed gentleman with a heavy, large crossbow, kind of like Vane has on his back, only much more ornate and beautiful, and immediately turns, not 180, maybe like 135 degrees, and makes a beeline toward him as he tries to sneak past these reporters and pins him down, asking some of the similar questions that he's asked you, along with follow-ups and such. Do you want to cast anything?
Nope, I'm fine. I thought that was going to end a lot more poorly than it actually did.
Okay.
Doesn't have a high opinion of gods.
Yes.
Oh.
And in a few hours, everyone in the city will know it.
Quite.
So we'll see what happens with that. So while they're doing that, Chili, you wake up and you have your breakfast in the unsanitary kitchen. What does your day look like?
I might as well start heading back towards my friends since I now have,
Weren't you laying low for a reason?
well,
She already left once. What's the point of
well.
You do it once, might as well do it 20 times.
It seems like, given more recent events, Kato, I might not be the most wanted person at the moment.
Well, not here.
Murder
you're
inferior
not wanted
to
by the
theft.
But also, I'm a dwarf. I might be able to get away with it a lot more easily than Kato, a rogue.
Mm. You're putting a lot of eggs into one basket there. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say it, but if that's what you're doing,
Counting them
that's what
before they hatch, too.
yeah, that.
You
Yeah,
want,
that.
You wanted me to just stay in the house?
I don't care what you do. I'm just telling you that you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. That's all I'm saying.
Personally,
If-
Yudi would love the company.
Be consistent. If that's what your character's gonna do, then that's what he's gonna do.
Well, I was laying low until they pinned the blame on the body on somebody else, and not me. So.
They did?
Okay. How did you know that? Who told you that?
That's what I gave the lady to do, along with my message. That is in the recording if you'd like to go watch that.
If you'd like to pull it up, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not interested in checking it. You're the one who's certain. Okay. Fine. She, oh, that's right. You did ask her to pull some strings. Yeah. Never mind. That's right. Okay. So you're gonna head back just to the tavern, to the Iron Hearth, where they are.
No. That's never.
Not that. Well, they didn't move, so.
And we have no way of getting in contact with you, by the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow, magician can't send a message with a.
I mean, a magician can send a message, but I need to know where the fuck you are.
Don't you just need to know the person?
No, that's for a higher level spell. For now, I can only do it if you are within 120 feet of me, and I know where you are.
No, she's like at least a 45-minute walk away.
Yup.
So, Rauggam decides to head out to somewhere, or not, because they are still the Iron Hearth. They have not changed taverns. They talked about it, but they didn't do it.
We're still in that like mountainy area. Can I like?
What? You're underneath of a mountain. Yes, you're in a mountainy area. Guaranteed.
Alright, sweet. Can you?
Uh-huh.
I would like.
Uh-huh.
try to word this
I
properly.
would like to rage.
No, not yet. I would like to.
Yet.
Can I scrape off a piece of the mountain and put it in my mouth and just kind of see if I can tell what kind of mountain area we're in? Like
What
kind
the
of.
shit?
What?
Or, you know, you could have asked the guy that's lived here that you were shacked up with for, like...
I'm not
You
sure.
know what? Let Rauggam eat
Give
dirt.
me-
True.
I'm not
True.
sure. What
This is in
information
character.
are you trying to gather from this again?
The kind of materials like that is common in this area, whether it be like carbon or certain salts.
Well, it's definitely carbon. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, there's a lot of it around.
Probably a bit of copper in there, too. You know, some ferrous metals.
A little bit,
Yep.
some mica, a little bit of quartz.
Biotite.
All right, so you are.
There's going to be a lot more sand when I'm done with...
Yeah, you're probably close to somewhere around the middle of the city. Probably in one of the lower sections. Borderline, not so great. So
is there precious
area.
gems nearby, like compressed diamonds, even, or something like that?
Ooh. Wait.
So,
Before the DM answers here, I need clarification.
yeah. So does
You
the
just
DM
put dirt in your mouth.
Oh, here.
with the intent of biting down on a diamond.
There, does that help?
With the intent of finding out if there are diamonds in the area.
I'm dying. Holy shit, I've missed you guys.
Aw.
Holy fuck.
This is,
Wait, what?
I got
Why would that work?
27 sessions of this shit, man. You might have missed this, but I don't. Alright.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
Is that a dwarven thing? Can dwarves do that?
I have proficiency in the history of the rock and.
Yeah, but
It's
why?
just one for
What,
That's
how does that
stone
convert
kind.
to, prospecting by taste?
I'm just that
Cask
good
bait,
at
my
it.
guy. They're good with their taste buds.
Not,
Yeah, fuck, do you taste how many people have jizzed on this mountain too?
I would.
I mean, that would be impressive.
that would be impressive. That might be something that we could get behind. Alright.
Make
Really?
that a feat.
So, sure. Whatever. That's so far away from right now. I don't even care.
Diamonds are precious gems. is what
Right.
I like.
Yes, they are. All right.
Can I go mining?
So you want to? Yes, you can. You can go mining if you want to go mining.
It's masonry.
Yes, I am. What the shit is
Which
that?
might be-
There's no masonry skill.
No,
How did you... Wait,
what the fuck is that? What are you doing?
That's the skill you gave me.
I did not give you that. No. No, that's probably a racial ability. It is not something. Okay. All right.
Anyway. Well, either way, I want to go digging.
All right. Do you actually want to start eating stone?
I just wanted to taste the dirt for taste what kind of
For diamonds.
gemstone.
Okay.
Right, man.
Okay.
Rauggam works in
Fine.
mysterious ways.
All right. Fine. You walk out of the house. You find a section of wall. You find a little bit that you break off with whatever. I don't even know what. A hammer, a
Yeah.
pick, something. You put it in your
How
mouth.
about
and
I
you-
just punch the wall?
Sure, whatever. You put your teeth on a little bit, like people when they test a gold coin to see if it's pure gold. Give it a little lick. You suck on it for a second.
Mm.
It's mostly rock. You can taste a little bit of soot, and there's definitely a gritty, metallic, and yet crystalline taste to it, or at least
This
or
didn't just happen.
or at least consistency, and nobody's gonna know about it unless Rauggam tells you.
This didn't just happen.
Yeah, this
This
is
absolutely did.
this is a new low in this.
You
campaign.
just gave her prospecting by touch,
No,
By taste, actually.
by taste.
Yeah, she's gonna have to lick
sucked
the
mountain's
whole.
dick.
She's gonna have to lick the whole mountain to get a proper bearing, to get points of reference, and she has
Right.
She has nothing right now. She has nothing. She ate a rock, is what she did. He did. So that's about it. You don't detect a vein of gold just behind this rock wall here. Nothing like that. You get what you pretty much expected, which is rock with a little bit of trace amounts of minerals and crystals.
They are present.
They're present in all rock.
Yes, much like pepper is sprinkled over food, there is a presence. Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, that's gonna inspire me, and I'd like to go digging.
okay, you looked at some old mining maps. You know where
Yeah.
mines are
what
that are
to
like
get.
a century-ish old. You can certainly head down deeper
Yep.
easily enough to the main cuts of where dwarves are currently mining, or you can go off and find your own vein to dig in if you want.
I would like to find my own.
That's certainly going to. That's
Because
fine.
I have a lantern and oil that I can use to see.
That's really impressive. Do you have a mining axe pick?
I thought I do.
Do you have a hammer and chisel?
That I do not.
Do you have a mining cart? Do you have any sort of mining equipment other than a lamp and maybe a sword?
Pickaxe.
A pickaxe. Okay, sure. All right, so that's gonna be your day then. And and that's a good use of your time right there.
Yep.
Okay, fine. That's
Do I
what you
find
want to do.
anything?
I hate you so much. All right, give me an investigation check and just find a spot that you think looks promising, and then give me a strength check to see how well, or give me a constitution check to see how well you do. Okay, 13.
And
You find what looks like a promising
no.
check.
no.
Maybe it was the mold in the kitchen. Maybe it was just something off about the food, but you're really not feeling particularly well right now. Your swing is off. You've started sweating even before you got into this. Yeah, I know you wanted to find some gems. You'd have better luck just robbing the dwarves on their way up with a cask full of gems. But whatever. Try again.
An arm. Arm of the.
It's not. I don't think you know how a pick works, but
No,
sure,
I meant
you
of,
can.
of the mine, like a different arm of the mine branch.
Oh, different. Okay, sure. You can go to. You can work on that section for a couple hours, and then you can go. Give me another Constitution check for the different branch of this.
So shit. What the
You have been out in the wilds for so long and away from dwarven society. You haven't done any mining, and it really shows with the way that you pick this wall apart and look for gems. It's not. This is not your best work. You're kind of happy that nobody's around to see a dwarf doing a shitty job at mining.
Yup.
But after your whole day, you find a couple of geodes that you managed to get away. Unless you're gonna crack them open, you're not really gonna
Not underground.
know what color.
I'll keep them in my person until I get back up.
Okay. All right.
Wait, did you say in your person? Is Rauggam keystering these?
No.
They just gonna squeak right up that booty hole. All
How
right.
many did I find? 2, 3?
Two what you know are geodes. You certainly were able to get close enough with your pick. They're basically like handheld spheres ish in size, maybe a little bit larger. Smaller than a basketball, smaller than a volleyball probably, but probably about volleyball size. You just don't know. You know from the composition around it and the stone itself. You know that there are crystals that have grown in here, but you don't know if it's amethyst or quartz or whatever. Opal, citrine, whatever. Not opal, but whatever. You don't know. You assume it's some sort of semi-precious stone. And it's not going to be diamonds, so don't even go there. That's not how diamonds are formed to start with. It's not going to happen in a geode.
Question of carbon, but it's fine.
Yes, but that's not what a geode is.
I know what a geode is.
Okay, well then you know that the diamond's not going to be compressed in a geode.
It's like a quartz, I know.
There you go. Well, you're not going to find diamonds on your first time with those rolls.
I know, that's why I said
There's a whole race that mine shit under here. Anyways, so that's probably going to be most of your day, if not all of it, which is just really just classic chili. So we'll return to Themis and Yudi, who watched this borderline torture session as this fellow was trying to escape and got pinned down. Eventually, the reporters finish with him and hurry off almost as quickly as they arrived. He gives a somewhat weary look and heads over and gives the two and sees the two of you who he had clearly seen getting the full brunt of it, and walks over and has a seat right down at your booth, somewhat with
Hello, traveler.
with a heavy sigh. That was thoroughly unpleasant. I don't suppose you mind if I wait here for a moment. I imagine they're going to ambush the next unfortunate soul who walks in there. I'm just going to give them time to vacate.
Of course. Company is always a plus. Who might you be?
I'm Klaus von Schmetterling. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Klaus von... What the fuck?
SCHMETTERLING.
Okay, you're gonna need to slow the fuck down there, buddy.
It's fine. It's fine. You know exactly what it's.
Sure. Klaus von
There you go.
Yo.
Klaus von Schmetterling. It's a pleasure to meet you. And you are?
I am you.
Is that with one U or two?
Oh.
That is with one U. Actually, wait, no, that's with two, just not... Wait, no, that's with one. That's with one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know what I mean.
You should... Yeah, you probably should. I feel like you should.
I've only had 8 years with it.
Yes. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Who's your, colorful companion?
Themis Malorian. At your service.
Charmed, of course. I don't mind if I, prop up my crossbow along here. Do you? It's rather a bit of a backbreaker, if you know what I mean.
Actually, I had a few questions about that. You carried that crossbow with confidence. I was curious as to what you used it for.
Oh, yes. He unslings it and holds it up from the top facing your section, so it's pointed upwards, the stock pointing downwards. You can see, the longer you look, the more you see the finer detail. Yes, do you like it? The Dragon Stomper 48. Only 6 of them were ever made. 6 lucky people. Well, maybe not so lucky. I've killed 3 of them. But I use it on my adventuring, my escapades. It's a fantastic piece of machinery. You should really look into getting one yourself.
I do have proficiency with crossbows, but they are only light crossbows, so I will have to decline on them. No, sorry.
My hand crossbow, personally.
That is some...
That thing appears to be a burden to look around. however sophisticated it may be.
Yes, it is a bit heavy. I'm having one worked on. I'm having one of them worked on now to have some magical enchantments towards it. Hopefully make it a little bit lighter. And of course the second one is on display, and the third one is right here. You,
You wouldn't happen to require any potions on your journeys, would you? I happen to be quite the expert in matters of alchemical craft.
an alchemist, you say? Fascinating. You must be quite busy with a war on.
Well, I fancy myself a freelancer. I kind of wander from place to place and find folks such as yourself who may or may not have an interest in potions of any sort, really.
If you have any sort of thing that would make me more quick on the draw, a little bit faster, a little bit speedier, it would be fantastic.
Something akin to a haste enchantment, perhaps.
Or something a bit more akin to wielding my weaponry, I think would be lovely. If a haste potion would do that, then so be it. I'll trust in your excellent discerning expertise.
I may be able to concoct something to help you specifically with your weapon, but I do have a few haste potions on hand.
Capital.
If you care for anything more personalized, it'll have to take a bit longer. I'm sure you understand. Alchemy isn't something that can be rushed, after all.
No, of course not. Days, I assume you're talking.
Depending on the complexity of your desires, it can go up to that length of time, yes.
Right. I am catching a train out of here the next, hopefully today, up to Aachen. But I shall give you my address at Rookridge Stead, and I'll place an order with you, and you can post them there.
That sounds capital.
Of course, you're welcome to deliver them yourself. It's in the final stages of being renovated. I imagine you'll enjoy the new furnishings should you come yourself.
I'll definitely seek it out if I'm ever in the area.
Yes, please do. The fellow I hired is doing an excellent job, considering he just lost 3 toes and 2 family members.
Poor sod.
He gives this slow, languid shrug. What was I supposed to do? The man simply refused to give up building this temple to some meaningless god, and refused to help me in my time of crisis. His predecessor had absolutely ghastly taste in furnishings. But now that the disgusting furniture and the smell of burnt flesh is gone, we shall have nothing but beauty in my stead.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Lovely. I totally understand your struggle. It is very hard to find people who... Demis is looking a little... He's not like...
What's
scared.
What's his hair doing?
His hair is shifting...
Yes.
His hair is shifting between red and blue a little bit.
Blue for fear?
Well, I guess fear would fit with winter, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, his hair's shifting between red and blue, and he's not afraid, but he's definitely taken aback by the nonchalance of this man talking about, murdering the previous inhabitants, chopping, like, a bunch of toes. And
he didn't kill the previous inhabitants. He killed the
decorator's family.
And took off 3 of his toes so that he would help him instead of working on a temple. He didn't kill the people at Rookridge Stead. That's his. Well, he may have.
I mean, if he's getting rid of the scent of burnt flesh in his new home,
that was
does wonder.
Oh, that was the previous decorator. The previous decorator had ghastly taste in furnishings.
And so was burnt alive, right?
And when it's very hard to return customized furniture. So when I found out that he spent so much money on despicable furnishings, I simply couldn't let him get away with that. You understand, of course.
Of course. It's so hard to find competent lackeys nowadays.
Right, so potions of haste and perhaps something for quick fingers, manual dexterity, something of that nature.
Yeah. The haste potions I can leave with you, probably before you take your train. Manual dexterity, that will take some research and some thinking. I'll have to post that. Finesse. Good word. Themis immediately takes out his notebook, and apparently he has completely forgotten about the people at the table and is just scribbling ideas.
Okay, you will pick up conversation then.
Good for you.
So, Sir Klaus, I see that you are a man that evidently enjoys beauty and elegance in his work as well as all things. And I'll motion to the crossbow.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is an absolute perfect union to be sought after at all times.
Would you perhaps know of anywhere within this city that I could engage in combat in an arena of sorts to maybe, how to say, refine my skills and be more of an elegant asset to my party?
An elegant asset. That is not really something that I would put in the hands of dwarves, but they certainly should have gymnasiums or perhaps even barracks that you could use. There must be some sort of arena in here. The dwarves are always a very active group of people.
Yes, quite the militant folk.
If I remember correctly, there is a tavern that has a wrestling ring in it, where you can do some sort of fisticuffs and brawling. It's a bit...
Oh, unfortunately, with my -1 strength, I don't think that's necessarily for me.
it is a bit debased and crass, but it shouldn't be hard to find a good fight in dwarven territory, as long as you make sure to loosen them up with alcohol before or after.
Of course. Thank you for your input on this.
He gives you a once over, like this
I'm
kid,
fucking tattered rags, yeah.
Like this kid's gonna fight. You sure you don't want to stick with more ranged sort of weapons?
Oh, I'm confident I can handle myself. And like a really fucking twisted fucking smile appears on my face.
You know, the smile that's ever present.
Yes,
Well, that's ever present, but like normally it's a gentle kind of like, yes, timid. Let's have fun smile. Themis, do you have any plans for the day?
I have some clients to remand their orders to, but after that, I'm free for whatever you wish to do. I guess we're just waiting on Rauggam to get back from whatever lark he's on.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure Rauggam wants to kill a dragon or something, and I am, how to say, out of practice for combat. Perhaps we could rectify that today.
Well, I don't know how much practice you'll need before you're ready to take on a mythic being of those proportions, but I'm happy to assist. And, pour a healing potion down your gullet when you get beat down into the ground. Rauggam looks at the decidedly scrawny Yudi.
Wonderful. I will be at the scriptorium. Come find me when you're done. And then the earth will fucking wallow up with sand, envelop me, and then just burst. And I'm not there anymore.
Raugham's gonna look at Klaus. Quite the interesting kid.
Yes, I remember seeing a few of those sorts of activities when I was pirating. A year and a half ago. They seemed to really enjoy their teleportation efforts, as it were.
I never had the affinity for magic of that caliber. I prefer to stick to my own distinct type of magic.
Which, of course, is...
Demis will smile and just... Not like in a wouldn't you like to know fashion, but more in a really why would I tell you that kind of look.
Okay. Alright,
Something stolen from an enemy of mine. Let's leave it at that.
He nods and takes and partially withdraws this rapier, and partially withdraws his own. Actually, cutlass is more what it is. Yes, I can sympathize with that. Certainly, this I got from a pirate king when I engaged him in combat on his ship. He was trying to plunder mine, and I simply wasn't going to have it. How a man wound with such bleh. How a man could afford such royal titles while being so slow on the draw was a perfect mystery.
Well, some people are more reputation than true bite, as it were.
Well, clearly. I suspect he may have had some sort of alcoholic beverage or something that slowed him down. He wasn't too far off from a very curious island off by the off far west of here, off the edge of the world, as some would say.
The edge of the world, you say? I've heard tales of it, but
Oh yes, if you travel west beyond the Pillars of Hercules, you will come across a small group of islands where even the natives cavort in a manner that I find somewhat objectionable. But luckily, they have very little need for clothes under that gentle sun. It might have stayed there forever if it wasn't for the monkey incident.
monkeys? Natives cavorting under the sun?
You really should get out a little bit more. I'd imagine you don't like it here to begin with. You would do well to go out and travel the lands.
Well, I've kept my explorations more to the, and I'll lower my tone a little bit, the southern deserts, shall we say, and a little bit of the elven wildlands, but never out at sea. Doesn't agree with me, I find.
The deserts? You've been to the deserts south of the Mediterranean in the Cornan Confederacy.
Quite. It is, hard to describe the power of the landscape at night there. Fuck, I'm struggling. Why am I struggling? I knew what I wanted to say.
Take your time.
Oh, it's like that moment where you know exactly what you want to say, you just don't know how to say it perfectly.
Yeah, but I had the words, and then they left me. They abandoned me.
Aww.
I see. They
Well-
FF'd and then DC'd.
Well-
They FF'd and then DC'd, yep.
Well, when they come back, we'll put them in a firing squad.
Yeah, they deserve it.
We don't tolerate that around here. Alright, so if you think of it, we'll come back to it. But otherwise you'll just make a little bit of small chat with him before he
Wax poetic about it. There you
sure. There you go. You'll make a little bit more chat with him before he heads off to the train station. Right. So Yudi's gonna go do that. Well, so Chili's decided to occupy her day with digging on somebody else's mine property, probably. I should imagine.
go. Money. It's time for money.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and you need to get out to your customers. Speaking of
Yeah, money. I need more money.
Oh,
For more
so
hoes.
How many? Oh, wow, yeah, okay. How many haste potions did you have?
I believe I'd made 3, and
Okay, he'll take 2.
well, yeah, I'll give him 2 because I fed some of one to what's his face, Yudi, and I sniffed some this morning.
Right.
You snorted a liquid?
Yes, I did.
Impressive.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, he probably had some.
We'll just say that it increases the effect at the cost of length. How about
I mean,
that?
shit, man. How does
Dick
pulmonary
length.
edema work with potions?
I don't know, man.
We're gonna roll on the table and find out.
Let's just say I snorted the active ingredient. How about that?
He didn't snort a lot of it. I don't think he's gonna get a pulmonary edema from.
Yeah.
I mean, pulmonary edema is literally just water in your
Not-
lungs, right?
Not
So,
even, but you don't know how much is water, and it's magically based. So, anyways.
Yeah.
fair,
And-
fair.
Yeah. Exactly. What he said.
So right. So, anyways, I need to double check that actually. Yes. Okay. So.
Pulmonary edemas.
Yeah, but anyways, so he'll take those 2, however much you charge him for. Whatever. He'll probably
Upsell him.
yeah.
Upsell him.
He'll probably pay a lot, wouldn't he?
He's also pretty loose with the trigger finger, so maybe don't upsell him too hard.
Yeah. Just a sec. I'm gonna see what the actual price is for a potion of haste.
Okay. So you figure that out.
And then-
He'll put in an order for those finesse and dexterity potions, and you have the address of his manor, which is Rookridge Stead. It's about where Belgium is.
So
Yes.
the one I found is 300. We'll bring it down to like 40.
Okay. I was actually going
'Cause
to say
I'm not-
50, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And he places the order with you, and you have his address,
Okay.
which is.
And he wants a potion of finesse. Okay.
Oh, he'll take more than one, certainly, but it's located over in where Belgium would be. Some Gaul or Germania borderland, something like that. If you ever want to go there in person, or you can post it or whatever. And you can. Rauggam might actually know that there's a train, but something to.
Well, he mentioned that he was catching a train.
No, I said Rauggam might know that there's a train.
Yeah, but Klaus also mentioned it.
Klaus mentioned
Right, but
he was catching a train.
right, but if you don't mention this to Rauggam might not think about it.
Oh.
Is more what I'm going with. Seeing as how Raugham's digging up shit in a mine, might be a quicker way to get there since Chile now has a ticking clock to worry about.
Which we don't know anything about.
True. Also true.
We're completely out of the loop, yeah.
Yep. What are you gonna do about that, Chile?
I gotta wait till the murder gets off of my blame, and then I can be open about that.
No.
But
But
you
if that's what you're gonna do, then that's what you're gonna do.
That's what you decided to throw me a dead body, and then I have to.
I mean, you literally asked for it.
I did not.
You did, this is true.
Everyone
You
else asked for it.
Flames asked for it. I did not.
No,
please,
but
no.
what I
And then
mean
he
is,
was like, "Fuck
you
it."
were like, I'm gonna walk into a dead body, thus putting the idea of you walking into a dead body in the DM's head and everybody else's head. And so you
What
asked
did I
for it.
say, like, session 1? Don't give the DM any ideas?
I remember
Yes.
that. Yeah, he did. Right. So, there's
Man,
that. So,
you opened that can of worms by giving me a dead body.
I am not taking the fall for this. It's not going to be put on my shoulders. I can tell you that much. So,
This is kind of like the Nuremberg trials, if there's no leader and everyone's just blaming each other.
I was just following orders. I don't know. What,
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me. I was just following orders. It was either that or get shot in the head. It's either bury these scrawny, abused, starved bodies in a ditch, or take a bullet to the head. Those are my options.
Doesn't sound like very good options, to be honest.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be on trial then. So you'll you go back out to your stall with your permit, and with all of your sales rolling a natural 20, you'll get 210 gold.
Jesus Christ, that's more money than he has ever seen in his life.
Well, that's what a nat 20 will get you.
572 gold.
Hey, if I ever roll a 20 for Portland, remember to do your alchemy around me, please.
Oh, sure. I mean,
That's
it's not
his-
every day that I go out to a stall and
Yeah.
sell my wares.
He's being a barker. Making
Yeah.
potions is one thing, but trying to get people in, you'd probably have to go with them and spend half.
I got a nat 20 on the performance, right?
Yes, to sell your wares. Probably making his hair all pink and vibrant or something to get more attention. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna go out and fill the orders that you got and sell the potions. Rauggam
Oh.
is.
And then I get the 40 from the... Oh my god, I'm sitting on 610 gold.
This is
Nice.
what happens when you do work and get a nat 20.
And get in that 20, specifically that last bit.
Yeah, definitely specifically the last bit, for sure. He got a 1 or a 2 last time, and one of the customers didn't even show up for their order. So,
Well,
that's,
But I managed to sell it to one of my new customers because of my
Yes.
nat 20.
there you go. See, it all evens out. You got the highs and the lows, and when you look back on it, it's just a single flat line. Hooray.
Yeah. Like me in the hospital in 40 years.
Alright, with
40
that,
years?
we're going
That's
to
being a
move
bit
on.
generous, huh?
Yeah, probably a bit generous.
Rauggam is doing his digging in somebody else's mine, on somebody else's property, probably. Alright, so UD, you're going to
Community
go...
thing.
You what now?
It's a community thing. It's the community one.
You really think that, huh?
The community mine?
You think
What
that-
is this communist
you-
dwarf?
yeah,
Dwarvia?
You think that
Our
there's not...
property.
Yeah. You think that there's not, like...
Okay.
You think there's not, like, 200 dwarven mining guilds that each stake out a claim in a specific area and have to pay fines to the government to keep that?
You want me to fight somebody
area.
for it? You want me to fight somebody? Be like, this is my brand.
By yourself in the depths of a dwarven mine. Yeah, I want you to fight like 5 people for it. You'll never see Rauggam again.
Rauggam just disappears
The
after
Firebeards
killing
didn't
somebody.
even have to worry about him. There you go.
I mean, I will fight somebody.
I know you will. I will not let you win either. You're gonna fight your own kind over 2 geodes. That's ridiculous.
For the if I go into a different arm of the mine,
Oh, here we
say
go.
a really good one, and they're like,
Uh-huh.
we were here first. I'm like, bro, we going down. We gotta
What?
come up.
That's like if you walked into a lithium mine, took all the lithium and said, yeah, well, you were here first, but, you know, like, I just walked in and I have all this lithium.
And I'm walking out with it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I would too, very successfully.
Oh yeah. Okay.
In real life.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Maybe if you took your top off.
No,
Still
no.
probably no.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't argue
That
with
would roll for advantage, right?
Sure.
roll for advantage.
You can have as much advantage as you want, just not on death saves, which are incoming. So,
Oh,
That's-
actually, I had a question about death saves.
Yes.
With Portent, can I do anything with that?
I don't think it covers death saves. I think it's ability checks and attack rolls and shit, but I don't think it covers death saves.
Fair play. Okay.
If it does, I'm gonna veto that.
Yeah. Okay. I was
say
looking
that
for that
much,
last
yeah.
bit specifically.
No, I'll offer very specific situational inspirational dice from the DM that you can use, maybe, for
Okay.
death saves, but that's like the only time I'll allow it. Alright, so you're going to go and train on
believe he was waiting for
Use-
me at the
using-
scriptorium.
Or waiting for you at the scriptorium? Okay.
While at the scriptorium, I'd like to speak with someone a bit more higher up to see if I can get better work assignments.
On your second day.
Oh, yeah. I think my work speaks for itself.
I think my work speaks for itself.
Also,
Yes.
I'm definitely going to manipulate some dice here. Because, fate wills it.
Attack roll, saving throw, ability check. Okay. So not death
Also,
save.
why is there a dinosaur with a dick being drawn on the map?
Because somebody's bored.
I see.
You can tell whatever the color is. That's who's doing it. Oh, yeah, it's Synod. Right.
Makes sense.
Kosher. I'm a fat, greedy Jew. Holy shit.
I mean, we all know who that is.
I thought you said you didn't identify as a Jew.
Yeah, that's why I said we all know who that is.
Okay.
The anti-Semitism is the key factor in that.
Alrighty.
Can't write that neatly.
Yeah, do it again.
Okay.
So.
Wait,
Do
what?
it again. but
Did you
better.
just? Did somebody just volunteer?
No.
For the gas chamber. Alright, so you'll go and you'll.
I missed my DM privileges already.
You can get. Well, you want to do another side campaign? You can be DM again. You go over, you make your case, and they do in fact bump you up from cookbook
Oh,
recipes.
no. Like, I want specifically to work with magical books.
And so if I had you roll, you're just going to use your 13 rather, your 14 rather.
No, I'm probably going to burn Lucky a bunch.
Burn Lucky a bunch. Well, you're probably going to have to, because you're not a dwarf. This is your second day, and you want to work with magical tomes.
Man's just gonna get to
So-
learn magic for free.
Go ahead
because
and
Morrison-
spam the shit out of that. Well, you can read a
Would this
magical
be
book.
persuasion, intimidation? What would this be?
It's gonna be persuade. You're gonna intimidate them. Go for it. You want to persuade them? It's gonna be persuasion. You can read a
Okay.
magical book and study the equations and copy them. But if you wanna copy them over into another tome, that's what they're gonna have problems with. If you
I
just-
mean, I
if
want
you-
to specifically copy them over to my tome.
Okay,
but-
yeah, that's fine. That takes money and time. That's all that is.
Oh, true, right, yeah, I forgot about the money aspect of that. You know what? Never mind. Yeah, just give me that promotion, please.
Okay, you move. They're willing to move you up from recipe books to tax law.
Wonderful. I am a fan of history.
Yes, and dwarven tax law is just thoroughly entertaining, beyond
Of course.
anything. So.
Also, would I get advantage when guessing out laws?
Why would
For
you get
Dwarven
advantage?
Society specifically.
Why would you get for Dwarven Society specifically?
I mean, considering I'm copying over their tax laws.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind.
I'm not
Let's just
following
skip
that.
over this.
I
Let's
am
just
not
fucking-
following tax laws. Give me advantage on
I'm
all
fucking
laws.
No, specifically tax laws, in case I want to launder some money.
Okay.
Yeah, all 18 gold's worth of money I have.
Yeah. If you do this voluntarily for a few days, I'll consider it. Yeah. If you do this for a few days, rather, not even voluntary. If you do this for a few days, I'll consider it. But they're an old society. They're very set in their ways. There's a lot to read. It's not like you're going to get advantage on this sort of stuff if you went in and studied Canadian tax law for a day either. So,
I mean, Canadian tax law is pretty easy to figure out.
okay. Well,
That's true. I can confirm.
dwarves are not Canadians. So, you want to put in the time, I'll give you the advantage on this for the
No, I
for
I
the
didn't
one
know
time
tax
that
that I realized.
For the
So just ignore me there.
because you know you're going to use that check so often that it's going to be very
definitely.
useful.
This is definitely something worth fighting for me.
Yes.
guys.
Oh, absolutely. You should make more of a comprehensive argument. So you'll spend your time doing tax law, copying over into instead of tomes, you're more like doing packets and pamphlets and more things that are to be distributed rather than kept in a library or a scriptorium, rather than transferring
Yes,
from book 1 to book B. It's mailers and flyers and shorthand.
Is there a DRA?
That's a good question. I should probably.
As I asked about dwarven revenue agencies, let's go.
I'm sure they've come up with that in their long existence of however many thousands of years they've been around. So yes. Do you want to take a DRA for dwarven?
What the? No, I was asking if there was a dwarven revenue agency.
Oh, not developmental reading assessment, which is what I thought you were talking about.
What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
This is exactly what it sounds like. Monitor literacy behavior. Reading capabilities. I thought you were gonna try and whatever. Anyways, okay. So yes, there's dwarven customs and excise. Is more what it is, rather than revenue. But yes,
Fun.
there is yes, and eventually you'll meet Themis there. I'll say you can do 25 gold because this is moving up.
Yay! 18.
And whenever Themis is done, you'll definitely still be there. So. So what are you two doing together, then?
Well, I'm waiting for Themis to be unmuted.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was.
That's a good start.
Right. So I've made my heap of cash.
Verily.
A big fucking heap of cash.
Do you want to take more orders? Give yourself a day off? What do you want to do? Just before we move away from this.
Well, I'll ask the customers that ordered shit if they have other stuff to order. Would that be a persuasion check? Or just
No,
another
you don't have to persuade them. It's a simple query.
Yeah.
You'll get a few more requests. You'll get some asking for more intimate potions if you can make anything of that nature.
Like custom or like intimate, as in like sex potions?
Sex potions.
I tell them that it will require a day or two of research, but that it's certainly feasible. Because I do not have potion Viagra yet.
So.
Or contraceptives.
Man, what are you doing in your life as an alchemist? You don't have magical Viagra?
Well, see, we had to come up with a reason for why I'm not OP. And so I lost my quote-unquote grimoire, and now I'm re-researching all the potions that I used to know from scratch. And that is the reason.
Why
so that I can't just go make whatever fucking potion you want with my 200 years of potion making.
Yes. As a way to explain away why this centuries of training is not just a master in everything he does, because elves are bullshit.
Elves are fucking not bullshit. They're just long-lived.
So.
DM master.
Yes, we last chili.
How flammable is the charcoal that I tasted in the mountain?
What the fuck? It wasn't charcoal.
It's...
Who told you it was charcoal? Nobody told. What do you? And what do you mean how flammable? It's fucking charcoal.
Flammable.
It's
fucking
all
charcoal.
it's all the same flammability.
So very.
I don't know how
No.
how much
You can light
value.
it on fire, but
Remember that diamond that I licked? How much was that worth? You didn't lick a diamond. You licked a fucking rock. Nobody ever said anything about charcoal.
Okay, carbon, like the carbon. How, like.
How flammable was it? It was not flammable. It was rock.
it was a rock.
You can heat it up and it might explode eventually, but it's not
Okay,
flammable.
So how are the dwarves in the area using light and heat? Like
You're
what
not
is-
you're not near any dwarves. You found your own vein.
At the current moment,
Right.
I'm just asking how are they powering their light, I guess, or fire?
They probably
Yeah, because it'd
have
be a real shame if you
They-
wanted
Oil, coal.
they
with
probably
your
have
flame lantern.
headlamps of some sort. They
Powered by what?
They make
Candles or magic.
probably wax, maybe a lump of coal seems unlikely. Some of
So
them
there's coal
with
nearby.
Jesus Christ. Yes. There's coal in a mountain range. What
How
do
about you
fucking
just-
do?
Can I go
Just,
dig for some coal?
oh boy,
No.
America.
Talk to Rumsfeld. So
Why can't I do my own?
you want to go back up top and find it. So there are magical. So some of the more powerful guilds probably give magic or put a light cantrip enchantment on a helmet. There's also some naturally glowing rocks that have been around in the Dwarven City area. You can see that. There may be some braziers. They try not to do that too much because of gas pockets and such, but needs must and all that. There's multiple ways that you can source your own lights, and yes, oil is one of them.
I feel like I'm not gonna have enough, like, fuel to keep my lantern going, so I was gonna restock my own lantern.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's well, it's an oil lantern, so why are you asking me what you need?
I'm finding alternatives in case I can't find more oil. So
Okay, but it's an oil lantern, so you're gonna have to
Yeah,
find
but
a completely different thing
it's
to light.
I know,
Okay.
but I was still gonna like use the shell casing or something of the lantern. Whether it be like another candle or like a small piece of coal or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yes, there's
I'm being resourceful.
yes, there's more than enough ways to get oil. Especially if you want to buy in bulk, you just it's all over the city. There's plenty of people for that. Coal is also probably quite cheap, seeing as how there's no import tax and there's no real transportation tax because it's probably less than a day away. Candles are probably a little bit more expensive since they tend to be made from surface-dwelling creatures. And you can probably find some glowing rocks that probably not going to be the best, but you might even be able to get them for free if you know where to look.
How
If you got money, you can buy something that has the light cantrip enchanted on it, and then you can use that magical light all the time.
many guards are in this town? Approximately.
Wait, what?
Thousands are in this.
It's
Alright.
a city, not a
Yeah,
town. It's a
Like,
city.
one city, whatever. I'm just trying to figure out how, like, I can go get more other supplies that I need without really drawing attention to myself.
I mean, we could buy them.
You could just-
Yeah, or you could work, or borrow from your secret society.
Why
There are other recourses other than stealing.
don't you just mostly cover up your face?
I was. Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna do, but I don't know how many of them are actively looking for me
You-
right now.
Why don't
That's
you?
what I'm trying to see. Like,
I mean, do
if-
they have a physical description of you?
Are they even looking for you?
Do you know these things?
Because you went to go mine coal instead of going to the lady that you asked to get you out of trouble.
She's supposed to take care of it. I'm just laying low until it's taken care of.
Okay, but how are you gonna know when it's taken care of if you don't go fucking ask her?
But she was gonna send me a message, like GC just did. Cause she's magical, obviously. If we went on vacation.
Oh, she could have just had an enchantment, but yeah.
Alrighty.
Thoroughly confused, by the way.
I don't remember if you were here or not for that whole.
He was.
Okay.
Or there's a stabbed body and I threw her down the chute of fire.
Yeah, this I definitely remember.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and I told her to take care of it and to let me know when.
Oh, that's what I was doing. Fuck.
What about? Let me just throw this out here. What if she sent a message to the safe house that you're not at, telling you that it's fine to go about your business?
That's fine.
That would be fun.
That's fine.
You know what? That's what just happened.
Okay.
So whenever you get back, you'll find out that you are safe-ish. Lee.
Can I go buy one of those magical stones and then go back to my safe house?
Sure. Alright, so you want to go buy enough to, like, put it in a headlamp kind of thing? Like that size?
My lantern, yeah.
Okay. That'll be...
Don't you have dark vision?
Dark vision doesn't work with no light. It works in low light.
Dim light.
Alright, so that'll be 25 gold.
Easy.
Yep. And when you get back, she'll have the message for you telling you that
Minus 25, that puts me at this plus. Okay. And I'm just gonna type it in here. Magical light. Okay. That's all. That'll do for now.
Right.
okay.
So Themis meets up with Yudi, and I believe he wanted to spar.
Yes, I did.
All right, let's give it a go.
I think I had something for that. I do.
Are we just doing this outside, or?
Weren't we gonna go to one of those arenas that Klaus talked about?
Yeah, right. That's why I asked him about it. Fuck my life. Okay.
Whoops.
Yes. My memory is kind of. I'm an old man.
I'm an old man. And yet a young man. Alright, so let's see.
My mind is young. My body is far older than my age.
Move you to...
Ravaged by years of alcohol and drug use.
Oops.
Where is... Themis. There's Themis. Hi, Themis.
Hi, Themis.
Right, so Themis is gonna be like, "Are you sure about this?" And he's gonna pull out his swords and run them across both his forearms. And one of them,
Oh, holy shit! Are you a blood hunter?
yeah,
Oh, fuck my life. Okay, let's do this.
one of them is gonna start sparking, and the other one is gonna start letting out a kind of light. Not blinding, but clearly glowing.
Synod is a famous min-maxer, so just, be ready.
Yeah, I am.
Alright, so he does that, and now you can both roll for initiative.
Whoa,
Before this goes any farther.
Matt's pulled out his own sword. I'm loosely holding my dagger in my right hand and my focus in my left hand.
I need to take damage just a second.
Where are we?
I'm on roll 20. I moved you all to the new map. Maybe you have to refresh.
No, I mean, where are the character models? Because the new map updated for me. I'm just like, this is a pretty big fucking
You're in the middle of the circle.
So, Rania
There's a circle.
This
and
is-
Oakley are here.
Are they? I thought I deleted. Oh, there they are. I see them. Yeah.
Hiya.
There you go. This is from the Koboloi fight. Or situation.
Oh, right.
This is the well, which I can just delete. There you go.
Yes.
All right, so
That one initiative. Let's go.
So
please.
UD's probably not going to go first. All right, he's definitely not going first.
Watch as this man one
All
shot.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm completely ready for
so
this
you
man
watch
one
as Themis.
Themis is just gonna run up. What is this? 20 meters? Yeah, 20 feet.
Definitely not meters.
And character sheet. Which one of those hit? One of those hit, right? The 23.
Can I lucky that?
You can portent that. I don't think you can. Can you lucky other people's stuff?
Whenever you. Also spam. When an attack roll is made against you, roll a d20 and choose.
All right, sure. Then you can lucky that.
Wonderful. /R 1d20. You roll a 9.
All right.
What are your modifiers?
Yeah, plus the.
Plus 8.
Okay, because my AC is 11, so both of those hit.
Nice. Which one do you want? Oh wait, they
Both
both
of
hit?
those hit. Yes, my AC is. Wait, holy shit! I can burn a reaction for this. Bop.
Plus 5 AC. Okay, so the 23 hits.
Yes, I mean.
Well, the
Say, but
17
yes, that still hits.
hits.
That
Right.
absolutely still hits.
Okay, so right before it hits, you feel a mark appear of you, and fuck, this is gonna be a lot of calculations. You deal right damage to the target. Roll. Okay, yeah. So rapier deals 9, and then it's, I believe, what did it say? 2d6.
I'm
19
almost
damage.
a third of my age.
So Themis is gonna slash forward, and his short sword is going to just kind of bounce off what feels like an invisible shield, but the rapier just pierces through and kind of catches you in the arm.
Do you enjoy that you've dealt within half of my HP?
Yes, I do. I designed this character especially for this. This is what I designed the character for.
Yeah, it's been nothing but fun.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm
man.
looking. I'm looking and listening as hard as humanly possible here.
So I'm down 14 HP, by the way.
Yeah, you could have died, by the way, if that second one had hit.
Yeah, it's a good thing I
'Cause
shielded
it would have
us.
been-
You would have watched.
It would have been the short sword damage, the rapier damage plus 46.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Wait, is that your turn?
That is in fact my turn, yes. Bonus action and action. I don't
So
get
we're
an
gonna
extra
start
attack,
with
unfortunately.
A bonus action here.
Right.
Get the fuck away from this man. 30 feet away. Where's the ruler?
Mm-hmm.
Over to there. Boop. And then for my action, I will be casting web.
He's been waiting.
DC 11 dexterity save?
No, you just fail. You roll a 1.
Alright, fair enough.
Because he's got.
What is it? Web fills.
So I have a 13 left.
Each creature that starts a turn.
Yep.
Oh.
He's restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free. Strength check against spell save DC.
But also, I can't like rig it to anything, so it'll collapse by the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Holy shit! Yeah. Okay, so that's my turn.
I should have gone Crimson Rite of Flame.
You want to talk about flames? You want to see what happens next?
Well, I know you're gonna light the web on fire, but I should have started Crimson Rite of Flame because I would have lit the web on fire and then
For you.
damaged myself.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Is that your turn?
That is, in fact, my turn.
Right. Restrained. Can you not cast spells?
Restrained. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0, can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. That's it.
Oh, okay. I'm fine then. Themis is just gonna appear right in front of you.
Well, guess I die then.
And as a non-lethal,
Well, yep, that's my entire HP.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Just like Janna versus Tryndamere over here. Jesus.
I didn't even get to cast a single damaging spell. Fuck me. Okay, I should have just stayed with fantasy. You wouldn't have even been able to resist. God damn it.
if it makes you feel better, that was my only cast of Misty Step for the day.
I don't think it makes him feel any better, but okay.
I'm gonna burn this fucker to the ground.
Well, you know, you could always sneak into his room while he's asleep and make him take the nat 1 on your perception check to perceive you, and then cast web and then cast fireball.
I mean, I could just make him take the nat 1 for this spell, but I'm not going to cast this.
Yeah, because he was nice.
Also because he's done.
Yeah, also because I'm completely fucking done. I should have just done that instead of web. Like, I was trying to combo, and then I was like, oh no, he can teleport too. Okay, well shit. Oh, holy fuck, I didn't take my movement. I could have been even further away.
Uh-oh.
I am rusty. God damn.
Yeah, but I could have moved as well, so it's... Because your Shrouded Step is the same as...
It's the exact same thing as your thing. It's just flavored differently, yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool. I guess that's it.
So, Mage against melee damage dealer. That kind of went as I expected it would. I was a little nervous, because I didn't know what divination mages could do, but...
Not much.
I forced you to fail a roll and then teleported out of it. Let's go.
They're more long term, long vision kind of thing.
To be fair, you didn't know I had Misty Step. You would have known had you watched the videos.
Yeah, but I don't want to metagame.
Oh. Right-ho. So that's that.
Right. But you declared non-lethal, right? So what does that look like?
So Themis is just gonna appear in front of you with like a
nothing personal, kid.
Sardonic grin, and then just kind of reach over. Oh, how about this? Some flair. With a 27, I think I am allowed to have some flair. It's gonna toss the short sword, catch it by the blade, and tap you on the top of the head. That has a surprising amount of force, and you just kind of poof, drop onto the ground. And the next thing you see is Themis leaning over you and smacking your cheek lightly.
I want to go back to the desert, and then I'll stand up and prestidigitation and clean ourselves off.
Themis will look down. Quite handy. Hope I didn't hurt you too bad. It was quite the
I'm used to it. Mm-hmm. So I'm on like 1 HP now, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yay.
Want to take a short rest?
Holy fuck, I should have done anything else. I should have done literally anything else there. Why did I cast web? Anything else?
Because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to do it 2 hours ago.
Dude, I wanted to do this combo for like since I made this character. I made this character around this combo, and I was like, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna deal so much damage.
Don't
and then
worry.
It just teleports out. I'm like, I guess I just died then. Okay.
I did the same thing when I was looking at my rights. I was like, wait a minute. Blood Curse of the Marked makes me deal double right damage. If I can apply 2 rights at the same time, dual wielding Blood Hunter.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before. Would that be Fey magic or?
I guess you could call it Fey magic, but to be honest, from my research, I feel it's quite a bit older than that, and seems to have been taken up by my own nemesis. The fact that he is Fey seems to just be a coincidence, as it were.
Well, I would love to hear more about this, and then the weasel will kind of like pop out from under my my clothes, kind of look at me like in a very disappointed manner, and I'm like, "Shut up, get back in. We won't talk about this."
Themis is gonna.
He's just the poor weasel's just sitting there. Kill me. Got my ass.
Forgot you were in there.
I just got the shit beat out of me. This poor little thing. Looks like he has mange. He's like freaking out.
Themis just gonna look at Yudi, like, notice the lack of large pockets or anything that could fit a weasel, and just look at him and wonder where the fuck he was keeping that weasel.
Oh, you know. Magic is strange and mysterious at times.
Call Peter! He's trying to kill me!
Did that weasel just talk?
Nope. You're hearing things.
I must have.
That's the magic of divination.
Is that a conjure familiar spell then?
Yes. This is my familiar. Quite useful when it comes to information gathering and spying, if you will. I don't know how to put that politely.
Indeed. Its diminutive shape would make an excellent scout. Was it intelligent at all? Themis is gonna lean in and just kind of hover his fingers over it.
Actually, I realize now I could make it Celestial, Fey, or Fiend. I think I'm gonna make it... No, I think I'm gonna make it Celestial. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
So it's quite intelligent, probably.
Do you just get...
Probably.
Question for the DM. Do you just get to, like, look up a familiar and be like, yeah, this is my familiar now?
For the spell...
I can put the spell in chat if you want.
Or do you... Because I was looking at feats, and I was like, I could get the Find Familiar spell.
That's the entire
But
spell,
if we're restricted to the familiars from the D&D handbook, they're all kind of lame. So,
well, yeah, they're kind of supposed to be.
Yeah, but they're so lame.
I don't know what you think you're gonna get, but you're not gonna get like a dog. It's supposed to be... It's not supposed to be really something... A familiar can't attack, but can take other actions as normal. So you can pick anything you want, but it can't attack. How's that?
Cool.
You can have Scarl from Kled. You can have a familiar that you can like ride as a mount and all this shit, but he won't attack. So usually it's pretty like... It's got to be pretty minor. Like a poisonous snake, but it can't attack. I don't know why they said poisonous.
You can attack through your familiar. You just have to cast a spell with a range of touch.
Yes, you can use it. Yes, you can use your familiar to cast a spell. You can attack through it, but the familiar itself...
If I could empower the familiar with a right...
No.
With a rifle?
No, with a right.
Oh, okay. I thought you went with a rifle.
No.
Because I get more rights, right? Like, I get the right of Storm, I get the right of Dawn, the right of Flame, there's a bunch more.
Right.
But I only have 2 weapons. So if I could have a familiar, and then I empower it with the right, and then put a mark on it...
Still no.
Then I'm doing, like, 2d6 radiant damage, 2d6 storm damage, 2d6 fire damage.
It's got like 2 HP. It'll be gone every time, and then you
Yeah,
have
but
to
that's
respawn.
fine.
Yeah, but that's fine.
That's a perfect alpha strike.
Remember what I told you about summoning creatures just to have them be cannon fodder.
No, you told Rania this.
Well, I told
45.
Synod this. I told Synod this. You're just gonna keep sending him over there to get poofed out. Guess what?
I have 45 HP. And
Cool.
Congratulations, you took 5 away from me.
When did I take 5 away from you?
When I
You're right.
empowered my rights.
If I could deal max damage for Fireball, I could one-shot.
Oh boy.
But I'd have to roll perfect damage.
Yep.
Oh well. Cool. And I have 2 casts of that. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know
What
that.
is Fireball's damage? 48?
Do you want me to just put it in chat?
No. 88?
It's 86.
86.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Geodes now.
Boy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure. Yes.
Well then,
Well, thank you for the spar, Themis.
quite. It was, I hope it was enlightening for you. Maybe I'll put on a better showing next time.
Okay. You know what? Let me just long rest and
Just long
pass
go over
out.
some spells.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. I have some orders to take care of.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't think it's a good use of our time to continuously spar. But today has been enlightening. Thank you.
Oh, there.
Always
what
a
the
pleasure.
shit? All right. You want
I'll
to?
see you back at the end.
Yes, of course. And Yudi will go cry himself to sleep.
About how his brilliant plan was thwarted by a misty step.
By a single fucking racial spell. Yeah.
A racial missy step. Not like I didn't learn it. No, that's just part of my race.
Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, oh my god. Okay.
It's a variant. I don't have whatever it is the other elves get.
Right. So, Chili, you want to sell your geodes?
I want to crack them open.
You want to crack open your geodes?
Yes.
Alrighty. So
Roll to
you'll,
crack those geodes. Do it.
give me a strength check, I suppose. Unless you want to have what's his face do it.
Oh God! Wow. Get that.
You
I don't
can't.
want-
Well, so that's just for the first one. You can roll for the second one if you'd like.
Oh my God!
All right.
Why?
So the first one, you don't really place it properly, and you take a few whacks at it with the hammer and chisel, and it splits open in a really jagged way, and you crack a couple of the crystal pieces off. But it's a very nice deep purple amethyst that's in there.
Approximately how much in worth of a coin?
Let me check the National Park Service gift center and see how much they sell a geode for. Grode. I'm such a retard.
Rope.
Geodes with uncommon minerals range from $30 to $500.
God damn. Amethyst being.
Definitely and common, I should imagine. What's the rarest geode color? Amethyst crystals and black calcite. Okay.
Black calcite.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so I'll say that it's volleyball sized and rockseeker.com. Good gods. This is the part of being a DM they don't tell you about. We have to become a temporary expert on all this crap.
Temporary.
At least we haven't significantly derailed your campaign yet.
No,
I mean, we don't know that.
Jeez. Robert Evans, a certified gemologist from buygeodes.com. Good lord. Like I care. All right. So so the first one is that's huge. So the first one, that's what she said. Well, the first one, it's not the perfect crack open. It's a little bit jagged. Broke with a couple of tips off. He'll offer you 30 for the first one. The second one, you split open. Averagely, well enough. You did it. You do it pretty well. The edges are still a little bit rough, but it's I don't know, whatever. Citrine, whatever, some semi-precious crap. And he'll offer you 40 for the second one. From this guy will.
Come 40 what?
Gold.
I would be willing to part with the 40 gold for him.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
8.3-inch amethyst geode on metal stand. $1,500. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Amethyst geode. 30 gold.
Agatized fossil coral. That's pretty.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Chili. Didn't see you there. What's up?
I know. So since I'm there with him, I get my message. Yes.
Yes. There. Someone dropped it off, and it's right there.
Wonderful.
Everything's in order. It looks authentic.
I will thank you for his time, offering, like I said, the geode and to add to his collection. But of course, with exchange of gold, because I need gold. I need to go get some coal, preferably in like a barrel that I could like carry around for a little. Like it doesn't have to be very much.
That's easy enough to do. You find yourself a merchant who sells bulk materials of various sorts, and you buy a barrel of coal.
Like, how much is a barrel of coal?
I don't know. It probably
me now.
won't be very much. Maybe 20. We'll say 18.
Gold pieces?
For a barrel that you'll be able to carry size.
Oh
yes.
no, I was gonna have them like shipped for me.
Oh, well that's okay. We'll see, that's different. So you still want it the normal size that you see? Yes.
I would say if that's a normal size, is there a slightly smaller size, like a medium size, or half of the full barrel?
There's like a hog's head that you could probably fit under your arm. It would be 7 gold.
I think I have enough here. No, that works out. Give me 8. I'll carry 1 with me, but I'm gonna keep the other 8. Paul has. Oh. Can you guys still hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna buy 8 hogheads, but I'm gonna carry 1 with me. I'll even be willing to pay an extra gold piece or 2 to have them delivered when I let the guy know. If he doesn't mind holding them for a little bit.
Where are you going? Where are they being delivered to?
I'll let him know.
Okay.
And I will head back to my friends.
Alrighty. Let me make a note of that. Rauggam buys 7.
8.
Well, okay.
Yes, but 7 health.
Rauggam wants to ship 7. Alright, so you will head back. And let me finish this. Alright, so Rauggam finishes his stuff for the day and heads back to the tavern. At some point, you'll meet up with UD and Themis. It'll probably be after the sparring match, so UD will probably not look so great, or look worse than he normally does.
No. UD looks like his clothes are in better condition than you've ever seen them, but he's just been beaten the shit out of.
There you go.
So UD looks great, he just doesn't feel it.
My God, what have you guys done to him?
We had a bit of fun. And the weasel will take objection to that.
We're in love. Can you believe it? We're finally in love.
Yeah, we've been waiting so long.
Wait, what's happened?
What?
I'm so lost.
Well,
It's okay, dearest.
I mean, I have some healing herbs if that'll help ease any pain you're in.
Honestly, my
don't
pride is
waste
more
it.
wounded than my body.
Very
Exactly.
I wasn't
The
talking.
kid'll be right.
He says
All
on 1
good in
HP.
the morning. You could have taken a short rest.
I could have. But that's a waste of time.
Better take a short
A
rest.
bar brawl breaks out, and one of the
Yeah,
patrons
yeah.
throws a bottle and it hits UD in the face for 1 damage.
UD dies
It's,
immediately.
it's a nat 20 and it does 2 damage. And he's down for the count.
Start rolling death saves.
Yeah. It better to take a short rest in the tavern while chatting up rather than taking a short rest and then walking home. And then it's way different. It's not
The
always
duo
time
gets
all
mugged.
this way.
It's
Short
like
rest
30
is an hour.
minutes.
Yeah, it's like
30
30.
minutes.
It's 32 an hour. 30 is the minimum.
Cool.
I think
Can I,
it's supposed to be an hour, but I don't care.
Okay, can I roll hit dice and then use Arcane Recovery?
Oh yeah, arcane recovery is a thing.
Yeah. Yep. I don't see why not.
Also, how the fuck does Arcane Recovery work? I learn to regain some of your magical energy, setting once per day. Choose to that spell slots combined level equal to or less than half of your wizard level rounded up. None spell slots can be 6 or higher. So I can recover 2 second level spell slots and a first level, or no, half of your wizard level. So that I can recover a second level spell slot. Okay. And here's my hit dice. Roll hit dice.
You're gonna use.
Oh fuck, that lagged the fuck out. I only roll 1,
Okay.
right?
You roll. I have
So-
3. If you want to just roll 1, then you got 2
Yeah,
sevens,
because
then just
I
pick
think for a short rest I can only roll 1, right?
I thought you recovered them after a long rest.
I think you can roll as many as you want, but you get 1 dice back per long rest. I think is what it is. I will double check though.
Yeah, I just want to roll the 1.
Okay. Okay. Well, then just roll the 1. So then you get 7.
Hey, 8 HP, let's go boys. And I get a level 2 spell slot back.
Ooh. He's
Damn.
He's feeling confident. Don't know why, but he is.
So what did we learn today, failure?
You want to ask that in character?
No.
No.
Just out of character.
We learned
Don't
today I
line
should take
up
Mirage over
combos.
Web. No, we learned I should take Mirage over Web, and we learned that I should start with Fantasy. 'Cause even though that's concentration, I can fuck you for a minute.
Well, concentration
Hey,
just means you can't cast another concentration spell. You can cast another
You
spell.
better be going for
Yeah,
more
but
than
like
a
things
minute.
like Mirage,
Web.
Web,
Oh,
Detect
yeah.
Thoughts are concentration as
Okay.
well.
All right. Yep. Never mind.
Earth Tremor isn't.
Alright, it's 1 o'clock. Are we cutting it off here, or you guys...
I'm fine with that if you are. It's your call. It's only like another 20 minutes anyway, so really.
I mean, do we have something else to take care of?
I mean, can Rauggam please tell us about literally anything?
Yeah.
I mean,
there you
if
go.
Rauggam decides to.
This session is not over until Rauggam gives you some sort of update.
So, Rauggam,
No. Don't lead her into this.
I mean, I said, what'd you guys do to him? So I kind of started the conversation.
Right, but
Oh,
you
sorry.
started it in the opposite focus that it should be.
right, we had a light spar. But, see, some interesting things happened when you were gone after you went to bed 2 days ago. See, there was a body found in the chimney of all places.
Really big
What kind of
kid.
murderer gets rid of a body that way? I couldn't tell you, but
Somebody rogue, it sounds like to me. Somebody with pure uneducation. Someone with low class, uneducated, just.
no, you can say pure uneducation. It emphasizes the point.
Anyway, you'd be surprised how many lowlifes and, many dwarves get kicked out of their family just for being born, being the third son, or, even the second son and not a daughter to marry off. It's a lot of stupid shit happens in the dwarf community. So, rejection by their parents gets rejection by all, and just lack of dignity for others.
Mm-hmm.
That really doesn't surprise me.
So your disappearance had nothing to do with this.
No, I'm still.
Do you mind if I...
Yeah, that's gonna be an inside check for me too.
No, not an insight check. I'm gonna in character ask Rauggam. Do you mind if I double check that with you? I'll port that. That's 13 plus 3, so we've got 16 instead.
Alright, chilly. You're Alright.
It's still a 16.
Beat it by 1. Let's go.
I would say mine's a 16.
Yeah. Right, so is Synod's.
Yeah.
Why is yours? Where's Synod's? Hold on.
Because I
he's
did a thing.
portent.
He
He
used
used portent,
So it's equal.
which
by
means
chance, yes. Which means it's a success.
Oh,
Because that's
Yeah.
if it's equal to, it's always a success.
that's
So-
Also,
just
I
like
really
armor
wanted to,
class.
cast
Alright.
detect thoughts there, but okay.
So because
I mean, how
I
long
could've-
does it take you to cast detect thoughts?
1 action.
So it's instant. basically.
Nobody said you can't do it anyways. It's not, nobody's stopping you.
But also, I asked Rauggam if they were fine with.
Oh, you're
Ask
one of those
them
people who
if
ask
they haven't-
permission.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's strange.
I know.
Anyways.
It's almost as if I'm playing a good character.
Yeah, I don't like that. You're gonna stop. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
So-
Over to neutral.
You're gonna. You can read the certain. Okay. All right. So yeah, you pick up that Raugham's spitting some bullshit. Because it's so close, you're probably not going to get details as to that kind of as to exactly what bullshit, but you know Raugham's attitude. You know his behavior. You've wrestled him to the ground over a talking sword. You know when Raugham's throwing some
Yeah, that's
bullshit
all,
around.
yeah.
Oh yeah, whoops.
Hey, he
Mind.
was not around for that. But
Nope. You've heard stories about how people had to wrestle Rauggam to the ground over a talking sword. You know. There's some bullshit coming out of his mouth right now. You assume it's probably dwarven solidarity or something, or not, or the opposite.
Seems like there's more to this than you're saying, because your words sound like they've been shoveled by a cow farmer.
So, well, speaking of shoveling, I did have to go get me some coal here. I ran out.
Right,
I ran out
and
of fuel for my lantern.
was that coal for the fireplace to get rid of the body?
No, it's because I had to use my lantern oil, and I needed to be resourceful because not every place has oil up in these mountains. So coal is an alternative for burning for light and fuel.
If you have coal, would you happen to have sulfur?
Wait.
I don't know.
First of all,
hang on.
Rauggam isn't being most forthright.
Oh?
Yes. Your story doesn't add up. Could you please just let us know what this is all about? Because fighting a dragon, right, pish posh, but dead bodies showing up, getting questioned by the guard of a not so insignificant city.
Purely coincidental?
Yeah, well, we've established that that's a load of horse shit, Rauggam.
Well, I did buy coal. I can't bullshit you there, as I hold up the barrel proudly.
Okay, can I insight check now?
Because you don't need an insight check for this. This is bullshit.
No, I'm insight checking to see if Raugham's ever going to tell us what happened.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, that's dog shit.
Well, you gotta you gotta get the counter roll first, the contested roll.
I mean, I'm currently debating as to if I want to use lucky for this or not.
Chile.
I don't know.
Roll another deception.
Since that's not it. It's a deception. It's not. I know you really want that roll.
I saw the 20.
Ooh! Rauggham's story is kind of falling apart the more that Themis questions him. He's getting a little grasping at straws, kind of like when somebody's drowning and they keep leaping from driftwood to driftwood, hoping that the next piece will save them. It's kind of like that.
But with words.
But with words.
Turn with words. Boy, this is not the place to ask these questions.
Well then,
perhaps we don't ask any questions. Perhaps you just give us, how to say, perhaps I do something about this and just think about what happened. Would that be okay with you, Rauggam?
I'm gonna kind of glance around the room, kind of glance at the barkeep, kind of gauge how many. Given my passive wisdom is 12, can I tell how many people are in the tavern?
Yeah, you don't need a lot of wisdom to see how many people are in there.
Well, I only have about 12 as my passive, so I was just
above average.
I got it, but nobody's trying to hide or nothing. Nobody's trying to be stealthy in particular.
That know of.
Yeah. There's like 9 or 10 people in here, and then there's the staff that are serving. From what you see, pretty much everybody's involved in their own conversations. Nobody seems to be looking at you. Nobody's pulling Aragorn at the prancing pony and just smoking while staring at you under a hood. They all seem very They all seem very engaged in whatever it is they're doing. There's not you don't think that you're being watched or listened to or stared at or monitored or anything like that.
That I see.
That you can see with your score that you've told me.
Yes. And I shall repeat, not here. Preferably
well, then why don't you take us...
Preferably not in the city, which I have most materials I need before leaving. Where is Kato?
Why don't we go for a walk, then?
Where's Kato?
Rauggam
couldn't tell you. slightest.
Rauggam knows of a building that'll take you out of the city.
That's true.
If we can't tell it's in the city, why don't we go for a walk? I'm not otherwise occupied. And Themis will finish his pint. What about you, Yudi? Any plans for tonight? Didn't think so.
Okay, I guess I have no plans then.
I guess
What?
not.
Let me go put my coal up in my room, and I will meet you guys out
Why don't we come with you? Last time you went up to your room,
That's
you
rid-
disappeared.
You're
Okay.
ridiculous.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go.
Alright. After you.
Okay. I'm gonna
Alright,
put
you-
the coal in my room.
Okay. They
Okay.
stand there in the doorway watching you put the coal in your room.
And then I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna say, "Meet you guys downstairs." And I'm gonna go out the window again with my grappling hook in my.
Whoa.
Are you
Themis is gonna grab him.
Alright.
Themis is gonna jolt forward and grab him by the shoulder.
Go.
Actually,
like-
before that even happens, the
Oh,
moment I see the
jeez.
grappling hook, catapult.
You see,
What?
you're gonna what now?
What is that?
I'm going to catapult the grappling hook into her face.
I'm sorry. What?
I fucking love it! Yes! Yes,
So
this
I
is my
flick
first
my wrist.
It's being carried.
And-
That is
So
being
no.
carried or
Oh,
worn.
No, you don't.
Is there like, okay, you know what? I take a silver piece
I just
And I
want to
flick it
climb
at
out the
her.
window, guys. I just want to climb out the window.
and I
Yes,
just
but
want to cast
we're-
spells.
in a
I
city,
just want to cast spells.
and if you're trying to be inconspicuous, as you implied,
Cast
then
spells.
perhaps climbing out of a window
Again.
is not the best idea. Well, I don't know about
It
again.
wasn't a smart idea the first time. People definitely saw you doing it. But go on, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I really want to go out the window.
Okay. He watches. Rauggam says, "I'll see you downstairs."
I can't.
And-
Unless you want to try and do like a grapple or something like that.
Themis is gonna jolt forward and grab him by the shoulder.
Make sure to pat him down for a black blade. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Wait, that you
Yes,
said
because
you
I'm
rolled a
not
Oh,
trying to
well, 20.
like
20.
wrestle you. I'm
I
just.
want to go out the window. Let me go out the fucking window.
Did you guys get the exact
Why
same
don't we just all walk through the? No, I got a 23.
Yeah,
No,
that-
no, but like you both rolled an 8.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Why don't we just walk out the door, like,
Nah,
you know, law-abiding?
I don't believe in going
inconspicuous-
downstairs. Cows can go upstairs, but I'm a cow and I can't go downstairs, so I gotta go out the window.
Okay, while this is happening and she's still grappled, I'm gonna look at Themis and be like, Themis, do you think you could carry them? Do you think you could carry Rauggam?
Probably not.
Do you
Does
think
seem
both of us
kind of
together
dense.
could carry Rauggam?
Probably. Despite his density.
Great. Let's take Raugham's choice out of the equation here.
Yes,
Bop.
but that's not very What?
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 Roll me a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
All right. Both people are you? Were,
Oh no! Oh, sorry. I'm not targeting Synod.
Oh.
I'm only targeting Rauggam.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't I see the pattern?
If you're
Each
looking the
pet
same way
creature.
that Rauggam is, and there's no like way that I can angle it so that only Rauggam sees it, then yes, you also have to roll the save.
He can shake you out of it before the minute's up. Anyways, it's not.
Oh, true. Yeah, I just give you the quick slap, 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 like
Yeah.
you did when you woke me up from the door.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly. Yeah. There you go. So either way,
All right, let's go. Let's
Rauggam
find out
is
first.
staring at the.
so I
Is he-
can see this, right?
Well, you're charmed.
I know what she's doing. she,
On
does
dex
this,
saving
she
throws?
does this every time.
Advantage
God.
on dex saving throws versus effects I can see. It's not a
This
dex
is not a
saving throw.
dex save, honey.
It should be, though.
It should be.
It's a wisdom save.
Oh, okay, maybe it should be, but it's not.
You're
If you
trying
roll
to
against Fireball.
You're gonna say you're trying to look away? It's an instant effect. It's like he's snapping his fingers, and there's a light in front of your face.
Well,
and you're charmed.
No,
my
I'm
goodness.
covering my
doesn't
eye.
matter,
and
it's not a
looking
dex.
upwards, and
Doesn't
then
matter,
it
it's not dex.
But yeah.
It doesn't matter, it's not dex.
Cool. Let's carry this man downstairs.
Well, maybe not carry. It's not very conspicuous. However,
Jesus.
if you just slip his arm over your shoulder, and I slip my arm.
Wait. Their entire issue was that they didn't want to go downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Could you line him up right at the top of the stairs for me?
Oh, jeez.
I don't see where this is going.
Well, you don't want to.
I would like to break them out of this spell. However, I feel like we could, kill two birds with one stone here.
Oh yeah.
Roll initiative.
Don't get to do shit.
You don't get
This
to do
is
shit.
You
You don't
get.
even get to roll to get out of this.
It's-
It's such a powerful spell.
It's 1 minute.
Ends for an affected creature if it takes damage or if someone uses an action to shape the creature out of its stupor. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not waking you up.
If you're gonna damage me down the stairs.
Yeah, that was
That's
going to wake
the
you
point.
up. That's
Yeah,
my
that was
entire
gonna
plan.
wake you up.
Because you're afraid of going downstairs.
Raugam's new phobia.
Raugam's new phobia. Yep. I love it.
And
Love
it's
it.
just stairs. It's just stairs.
Yes.
Bathmophobia. The fear
We
of
just
slopes
did
or
not
stairs.
want you to go out the window.
Why? It's just
Because
that's not exactly
That's not
the low profile.
acceptable.
They don't trust you. Wake up.
They
Because
don't.
you're hiding things from
Wake
them.
up.
You're just digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
I am an exile outcast.
Alright, Themis, we only have a minute here. Are we throwing this person down the stairs or not?
Well, if it exacerbates his fear of stairs, why not?
Cool.
If anybody asks, we'll just say he's drunk.
True.
Which is not a stretch of the imagination, given his attire.
Alright, so
Shall we?
I'll take
Heave
gravity
ho.
damage or
Gravity damage.
Sure, it'd take like a point or two of damage as you just unceremoniously heave ho him down the steps. And
Does this, does this draw attention?
Well, it
I
would.
assume so.
well, yeah.
But honestly, let's be honest. Less than climbing out of a window in the middle of the afternoon would.
But
Well,
it does draw,
yeah.
But it does draw attention.
It draws less attention than what you were going to do. How's that?
No, I wanted it to do more because he
I
threw
know.
me down the fucking stairs.
I know.
Yeah, but it just sounds like you're falling down the
I know.
stairs.
You're not the
And
first
to
person
be honest, you can't even contest otherwise. Maybe you just had a moment of blackness and ended up falling down the stairs.
You're not the only person who's been thrown around in a bar. So, it's not.
So either way, I'm free from the spell.
And the time, yes. Either way, you reach the
Yes.
bottom of the steps and you are free from the spell. You look
See?
up, you look up
It wasn't
behind you.
that bad.
You see.
It's just stairs, Rauggam. I've seen you go downstairs before. Why were you so afraid of them? Come, let's go for a walk. And Themis has a very, very maniacal look in his eye.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Maybe you should, tell us about what's happening then.
I can't.
Yes,
As I said, I cannot say here.
that's
Well,
why we're going for a
Maybe you
walk.
shouldn't have gone out the window then.
What was wrong with going out the window? It's perfectly in the norm.
No, it
For a
is.
hill dwarf.
It is.
For a hill dwarf, it is.
Are you a hill dwarf?
I am.
I'd like to history check that.
I actually am.
Yeah, but I don't care about the hill dwarf part. I'm caring about whether that's normal for hill dwarfs to do.
I mean, if we can climb out of trees with rope, what's the difference?
True.
Trees. You're saying it is normal for hill dwarves to exit buildings, not by using stairs, but by climbing out of windows.
Yes. Because of the height.
So I'm history
Scaling-
checking it.
Scaling down. Yes.
DM, is it normal for do hill dwarves in this world exit buildings by climbing out of windows?
No, dwarves have a very strong sense of propriety.
And I would imagine they don't like heights all that much either.
Well, as long as you're under a mountain, who really gives a shit? But jumping out of windows
I wasn't jumping.
in their own... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, for
Rappelling out
fuck's
of
sake.
windows. Either way, my sentence stands. No. No dwarf that you've ever heard of makes a habit in their society of jumping out of windows. Right, well, that's all he can go off of. Well, that's all he can go off of, is what he knows. And what he knows is that no one has ever done this.
And he doesn't know my backstory.
Okay, well, that's
But I
not
do know of hill dwarves.
That's entirely your fault, Chili. If he doesn't know your backstory, that's all your fault. So, you have nobody to blame but yourself.
Talia knew. You didn't.
Okay.
Talia didn't know shit. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, again, this is a new character. It's still entirely your fault.
Well, I don't like this character.
I don't think people like your character that much either, but let's one thing at a time here.
My character's fun.
Oh, okay.
For you,
It's entertaining in retrospect, I suppose.
in
Our character's
retrospect,
all about making
being
sure
the
no one else
operative
has
word.
fun.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, where are we going?
Hi.
Since
Out
we
of the
seem to know where
city.
we're going.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think we can leave the city.
And why can't we leave the city,
We're
Rauggam?
missing 2 people.
Well, I'm sure we'll be
We can
back
always come
before
back.
nightfall.
You weren't concerned about him for the last 2.5 days. I don't know why you're suddenly...
Don't worry about my motives.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
We're just going for a walk, so that you can tell us all about what's going on without worrying about being inconspicuous.
I've got a better idea.
Conspicuous.
Oh, let's hear it.
Let's go where I found these geodes. This geode. And I pull out the one that I didn't sell.
And where exactly did you find these
I'll
geodes?
show you. Come on. Where are you?
No.
I'll follow. I'll tie break this. I'll follow Rauggam, yeah.
I'll tie break this.
This is gonna end poorly.
I'm gonna march probably
I know.
7 doors.
Alright, so you'll, it's a long walk. It's well over an hour to get to this, cut or vein where Rauggam...
Yeah, okay, about like 25 minutes into the walk, I'm gonna be like, Rauggam, how long is this going to take?
Wait there.
Okay. And I'll completely trust them.
Okay. You eventually, you are clearly heading into mine shafts. Every single thing about what's going on, the mining carts, the tracks, the cuts, the beams, everything screams you're heading into a mine.
Is there an unoccupied one that I can jump in and roll around in, like down the track a little bit to get to the branch that I came out of? Kind of like a roller coaster cart.
It's not going to be a roller coaster cart, but yes, you can roll down into it.
Oh god.
That's fine.
So you don't know who this cart belongs to, who the mine belongs
It's
to.
unoccupied. It doesn't have things in it. It's empty.
Nobody's using it.
Actually, when we get to the mines, can I make an investigation check and just kind of look around to see if it's been recently occupied or like recently used? Besides the one time I know that Rauggam used it.
Is there a mark of ownership, perhaps?
I know. Sure, you can check to see how recently the mine was used. This is
While
ridiculous.
he's doing that, I'm picking up another pebble and I'm chewing on it. Like another, like, detecting sulfur, like you had asked.
Okay. Alright, so this mine shaft probably hasn't been used in months? Maybe a year or two? It's not the oldest thing in the world, but it's been a while.
Rauggam, this spot is magnificent. How? Wow, such intelligence to choose such a... Or is it wisdom? And now you is going to just think Raugam's really intelligent for no reason.
Just came across it.
Just kidding.
Anyway.
Alright, yeah, so you'll make your way into the mine shaft where you found the geodes.
Since Mr. U, is it, has power of sorts. Do you have an ability to see if we are the only ones in said area?
No. No, I do not. I can, however, have my weasel go scout.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Whereas...
Go, little one. And I'll, like, fucking hurl the weasel.
You might want to hurl him if you really
yeah,
want
he might not come back.
True.
No, he's
I
a
will gently
familiar.
hurl the weasel.
Yeet.
Sure.
Gentle yeet.
Why not?
No, I'll do
Okay.
like the Alinity cat throw thing.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, that's much more civilized. All right, so
Yeah.
you give him a toss and he goes for a run. You wait for him to return. He does. It seems like it's all clear.
Wonderful.
Great.
Make yourself comfortable. We have a story to begin on.
I will make myself comfortable. Thank you.
In this mine shaft where there's nothing to sit on.
Oh, there's rocks. There's some carved rocks.
There's
we can even
rocks.
flip over the cart if we need to.
Wow.
I'm casting that, by the way.
Okay, go for it.
What the fuck is that? All I see is a paragraph.
Yep. I basically detect your thoughts.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so you might detect concern as, you know, of being followed, hence the knife and body. But, so, where do I begin? Where shall I start? Do you guys have questions that might help us guide through where to begin?
Fucking kidding me.
Why don't you let us know
Where
what
you've
the
been for
fuck
the
is
past
going
2 days.
on?
Okay, one at a time, one at a time. I like you better. You go ahead and start.
So, where have you been the past couple of days? Because I feel like it's almost my fault, you know? Like, we met at the tavern, and I feel like you didn't like me that much that time, and then you just disappeared for 2 days, so...
I'm used to being secluded and being back into civilization after realizing who I am. It takes a bit of adjustment. That's part of it, but the other part was there was a dead body in my room with part of my symbols on it, and it was kind of gonna look bad if it was pinned on me.
Wait. Symbol?
This
Oh.
one, and then I'll prestidigitation it again.
Yeah, that's gonna confuse the shit out of me, and I'm gonna be like, sir, what? How did you see that?
Well, I am a mage, so...
It
I don't
should-
know, probably magic, huh?
Demis is just gonna take out the piece of paper with the symbol on it.
We're just fucking with Rauggam at this point.
Anyway, I would appreciate if you burn that, because this is supposed to be an utmost secret society, and so far, you guys just acknowledging it without my permission could put you in death's way. So, you can look
I've
at
been
it,
in
but-
Death's Way before, and Demis is
Yeah,
gonna tuck it back into his cloak.
Yeah, I'll dispel the prestidigitation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Respectable Man. And I'm just gonna flip off the bard. Anyway, so,
Bard?
What?
yeah. I'm assuming you're a bard at this point.
Okay.
What?
That's-
Wait.
Oh,
that's-
right, because you don't know
You
I'm a
saw me-
wizard.
Anyway,
Just put a pin
But
in
he
that.
just said he was a mage.
Probably magic, huh? That wouldn't, you know...
no, I didn't mean him, I meant the other one, but it's okay.
Oh, me. Right,
Yeah.
so you watched me light my swords on essentially magical fire,
I did not.
stab them in... Yeah, you did. We fought together. Are you just being contrarian for the sake of it?
I don't remember that fight, anyway.
Right, the fight where you lost... Oh, fucking shit.
If I was in contact, I wouldn't say any of that.
Right,
You're-
the fight where you, like, almost died twice.
You're gonna earn this exposition.
Dude, I feel like we're fighting, like, to understand what's happening here.
This is like pulling teeth. It's ridiculous.
No, it's worse than pulling teeth.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, Anyway,
I've never had to bodily throw someone down the stairs because I wanted to know what the fuck was going on with them.
No, not even that. Just to get them downstairs without having them climb out of a window so they could tell us what's going on.
Yeah, instead of running away. Abandonment issues? Commitment issues? What is it?
Anyway,
Daddy issues?
so after I got out of the window, because, like I said, couldn't be pinned on me for the area that we're going to, and also how close we are to the area we're going to, I decided to seek out some friends of mine. I guess, in your terms, ask a favor, quote unquote, and I'm gonna do the air finger things. And
I'm sure that in my terms that would not be a favor.
Yeah.
Favors are quite different, you see.
Common is common language. Anyway, so I was in a safe house for a little bit, met a very wonderful friend of mine, and to bypass some time, he had some maps, we know trinkets, I read some of his horror stories, which were marvelously written for a man of his age. Went mining, sold one of them, kept one of them. I think you here might know later. Bought some coal, because I needed some coal, to relight my lantern after here. And I
What, you mean like this? And then I'll press a digitation and light the lantern for
That would be useful in the mines. Thank you. Anyway, that is where I've been for 2 days.
So let me get this straight. You went into your room and found a dead body.
Yes.
Following? Okay.
Yeah.
And then, instead of going to the guards, you decided to throw said dead body down the chimney chute and climb out the window.
No, I just left.
Okay, I'm insight checking that against your deception because that is... We both know that
sounds
deception.
like yes.
Or, sorry, insight. Oh, well. Yikes.
Alright.
I went out the window.
Chili. Roll with disadvantage.
Wow. You don't like me, do you?
You're making this a lot harder than it needs to be.
There you go.
An 8.
She's lying. He's lying his ass. You've been lying so far. There's nobody else who could have gotten into your room. There's no reason for them to believe you. Eventually, they're not even going to have to make checks. So you just continue to do what you're doing, but the tides are turning.
I did go out the window.
Yep, yes you did.
This is true.
Yep, but that's not the entire truth, is it?
Seeing your... Yeah, lies by omission are still lies.
That's why it's called deception. It's not called lies. It's just called deception.
I also have a 11 in intelligence, which is a 0 plus proficiency plus bonus there, so I'm not...
I have a 12. You're still above average.
So
you should...
Yeah, you should be able to use... You're not 5.
I'm big. Oh, anyway.
You should be able to put 2 and 2 together. Go on, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, so...
A guard did stop me. But I...
Whoa. Let me take this step by step. You walked into your room, found a dead body, and instead of going to the guard about a dead body in your room...
Yes.
You instead decided to throw said body down the chimney chute, climb out the window, which I believe you did because of your willingness to do so again this afternoon, for no reason.
Fun.
And then hide in a safe house for 2 days until it blew over.
Yes.
As opposed to finding details about who murdered this poor sod.
Oh, no, I know who did it. I just didn't feel like telling you.
Would you... Wait, is this within a minute of when I casted?
We're still talking. This is still going on.
Yes, but my detect thoughts only last a minute, and if I can just find out what is happening, please.
So, that symbol you saw.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And I will go ahead and just reveal mine, and I'll say my phrase, except I don't feel like speaking the French to it, so yeah, confier, whatever it is. So my symbol, so my symbol will appear up.
Cœur fidèle.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Anyway, my symbol will appear on my forearm, I believe I placed mine, but it'll have gold in it, as I think I posted a week ago.
So you say Cœur fidèle out loud?
No, there's a ritual to it. I'm just short passing it.
But you do end up saying Cœur fidèle.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
I can't fucking find my photo. Probably posted it last week.
No, that's all I want to know.
Anyway, I said it, but there's a phrase that goes with it, so you can't just say Cure Fidel for fun and it'll show up here.
No, don't worry.
Oh fuck, that accent just hit.
Anyway,
Shush.
so you'll see mine with the gold in it. It's like I made this for my clan, for my little group that I made after I was removed from power. These were the group that was amongst most loyal to me, and kind of we formed a network around the city. So, helping each other mostly to regain my rightful place back onto the throne as I was thrown out under wrong pretenses.
I see.
So yeah.
That doesn't explain, though, why you didn't come to us upon finding a dead body in your room. Let me clarify our relationship.
First
I am not your...
First rule of murder, you don't go back to the guards, because then they're going to be like, oh, well, it's in your room, and, nobody else had access to my room except me,
First rule
so
of murder.
I'm not about to go, say, hey, there's a body in my room.
Fair enough. You know what? You don't trust the guards. Fair enough.
No, I don't.
You could have come to us.
It's because of the knife that I found in said lad's body.
Ah.
Which you guys did not find.
The plot thickens.
Which...
Indeed it does.
Which I would assume UD sees the knife in his thoughts?
No, only, like, it's been over a minute now, so my detect thoughts is where we're not.
Okay. In either case, you could have come to us for help.
No, it needed to go immediately, and I needed to go immediately into hiding to figure out why it was there. The body was there. Because nobody had access to my room except me, and maybe...
Exactly. So you could have left the body there and informed us and let us help you.
Well, the only way it really could have gotten there was, to my understanding, would have been magic, so I went to seek out one of my magical consoles.
And we don't qualify.
Well, I didn't know you here as well at the time, so no. It was my first night meeting him.
So coming down, notifying us, informing us.
I sent a message. You received the message.
Yes, hours later after we'd been questioned to the guards and told them everything that we knew, not knowing that you were somehow involved with it.
Well,
who knows what we told them?
Obviously you passed, and obviously I'm not in jail, so you were fine.
I feel I must clarify.
How bad would it have been if the guards had seen that symbol?
I'm not sure who knows of the symbol. It should not have really been visible to the public. It should only be visible to when we say the phrase, or it gets activated by said magical item, which I can even pull out the necklace I'm hiding underneath all my tunics. Like, that's gotta... So I think I put that in the thing. A certain carving into a gem will reveal it as well. So they should not have been able to see it. You probably were able to see it since you are of magic blood. Yes. Since it is a magical symbol.
Either way...
Did you reveal?
It all stinks
that
of a lack
tattoo?
of trust.
I didn't. I explicitly made a point of not reading.
I appreciate that. So we're gonna get to the good part here. So the knife ended up being a... Did you call it a howler? I think you called it a howler.
No, it was a message.
No, it was a, like, when it touched human hands, it... Was that a magic mouth? Is that what that was?
Oh, yeah, that was a magic mouth spell. It was technically on a leather wrap that was attached to the handle.
Yeah. And it revealed to me that there's my group, Shadow Knights, Yeah, I believe that's what I called it. I can't find my notes right now. There's another group, or multiple groups, formed after my removal. Basically, like mine, just their ally is Redbeards or somebody against me. That basically won me, saying I'm not welcome. However, I still need to go meet with someone before I can fulfill my quest. Of the
It's
dragon
not
head.
so hard.
Yeah, given my multiple personality disorders, yes.
Wait a minute, what?
Wait, is Rauggam actually dissociative, or?
Well, I am an exile outcast trying to, like, almost get back into...
So you have multiple personality disorder. This is being established in canon that Rauggam has multiple personality disorder.
That's me trying to relearn how to work with society again. For a while. There's a sort of...
Despite the fact that you've been in society for how long now?
There's a span of time frame that I'm not familiar with, my dude.
Consistency.
See, I only know I was removed from power after the fact that I regained my memories with said Talia friend. She helped me regain...
Yeah, your memories of functioning in society.
Just remembering who I am in general. Because up to that point, I lived in exile in the hills.
Yeah, but then you regained all your memories of living within Dwarven society.
Well, my body got accustomed to exile. Outcast. Not really speaking much. More viewing than listening. As you can see why I stumble upon my words. I'm not of high... I'm not... My clan was not exactly into the whole books. We were more into the on-hands approach. When it's, say, fighting or trade or protection.
No, if it makes you feel better, Rauggam, I am not the most intelligent demon.
And he's smiling.
Don't laugh at that.
He said with a smile.
He said with a smile on his face.
Themis is just gonna look between the two and start muttering in Sylvan.
I don't know Sylvan, do I?
No, you don't.
So either way, you should be mostly caught up to speed?
Mostly? Wait, why do you want to kill a dragon? And
That's
where are we gonna find a dragon?
My secret society's gonna help me out with that. So they're gonna get a dragon down to low health. I'm gonna deliver the final blow. The head I shall bring back to basically on the throne of the Redbeards. Present them with requests, because that was the only way I was allowed to return, was the head of the dragon. And they would step down and I would regain my spot on as Dwarven.
Fair enough.
So yeah, they're gonna help with that. And the only reason I forgot it so long is because there was some sort of hazy mind spell of some sort casted upon me that I could remember it until it was either some sort of memory was tripped, which in their minds was an infinite loop that I would never regain these memories. But now it seems they've upped their antics to try and prevent that.
Wait, you had your memories played with?
Yes, I did.
How did you overcome this?
Talia.
And all of a sudden, the smile fucking drops.
Talia helped me with that.
Okay, you keep mentioning this Talia fellow. Where can I find them? Who are they?
Talia is the reason I'm here. I owe her a favor. She's on her way to the Corsican Islands, I believe, for some reagents of some sort, for a curse of some kind.
A stone that I told her I could have gotten if she would have helped me, but no, she didn't want to listen.
I believe she's already procured the stone, or at least she had when I met her.
Well, she thought of a location. I know that there was one in our vaults in the kingdom.
Well, it's interesting. She had one when I met her, but she was on her way
That's neither here nor there. How exactly did this person help overcome your mental block?
I believe
she found me a higher level, I think it was a mage, that kind of, I drank a potion or two, they kind of went in, kind of put me in a stupor state, but they went in and, like, basically found the source of the block and poofed it.
Right. Rauggam and arcane illiteracy.
Yeah.
So you will desperately write down everything he's just heard in hopes of trying to somehow understand what the fuck just happened.
Have you?
Wonderful.
Okay. Like to.
And then it's all back to smiles.
Do I notice that he was suddenly very interested in memory
Don't worry about it.
and losing memories?
Don't worry about it. What's your passive perception?
13.
Yeah, I'd say it seemed intense enough. It would be easy enough to notice.
Have you had your memories played with, Yudi?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's. How would you?
Well, are you able to determine key parts of your early life? Because I, for a while,
Nope.
do not know.
Actually, I have no recollection. Since where is the chat that I put this in? My earliest memory was at the age of 12.
See, I didn't even have that. So.
Oh, pleasant.
Yeah, I had basically waking up in a forest. I didn't know really I knew my name, but I didn't know the meaning of it. I didn't know where I was from. I didn't know my family. I didn't know what I did. I just knew what I knew at that given time, like any, like hand skills I had, and then everything else I kind of learned along the way.
Well then, you probably suffer from different ailments, and you will look disparaged.
I'm just gonna raise an eye, look at him, really confused, and just kind of disregard and be like, okay, anyway. As for the coal that I'm gonna be very proud about, yeah. So, in case we get ambushed for whatever reason, Cole is very mumble.
Okay.
This is true.
And
so is gasoline.
Yeah, but one is volatile and the other isn't.
Either way, it can be a distraction, it can be a deterrent, whatever the case may be, so we can quickly escape the city as needed. I've procured enough to make a distraction, at least.
Coal doesn't explode.
It'll set fire, it can set multiple fires.
I mean, okay. You just saw me conjure fire out of nothing.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay.
Well, how far is your range?
Endeavor to keep us informed, Rauggam. We would be very
my range is
grateful.
150 feet, by the way, Rauggam.
So, yeah, it'll keep them busier we need more than 150 feet.
Do you anticipate requiring this on our exit of the city?
Say again.
Do you anticipate requiring a distraction to exit the city?
Yes.
Is there anything else we need to know of?
Watch your backs.
Yes,
Hey,
well,
guys.
that is not very...
Well, look.
You will say through gritted teeth after having lost the sparring match against Themis, and is now very wary of fucking melee. Like, just goddamn. Okay, sorry. No.
I mean, Rauggam can't teleport.
True. This is.
You would have had me if I couldn't misty step.
Anyway, my group does not come harm to the innocent. They would definitely come to protect me as needed if I were to give the signal out or send out. But the other group, I do not know much about. I'm hoping to gain more information either later here in the city or even in the next major city, or more of the Shadow Knights are located.
All well and good then. Just keep us informed.
please.
I had to think on the spot, and that was the best option for me at the time.
Well, then next time, consider it for a little while longer before climbing out of a window and leaving us stranded at the end for 2 days.
Stranded, you had food and water, and you obviously made it okay. And I'm just gonna shrug and
That's
smile.
not the point, Rauggam.
Actually,
We're here for you.
I did not have food nor water there because I couldn't afford food nor water at the time.
And you left him to starve your friend that you... Wow, some friend.
We're not
I got
friends.
you.
He owed me a favor. And that's all there is to it.
If you have some free time, we can try and dig up some more geodes to sell for some extra cash. If you'd be
I
interested.
feel like I can make more money than that in my free time.
Yes, I think I'll pass as well.
Very well. You know where to find me. And I will go down with my glowing rock that I procured, my magical glowing rock.
Right, and for next session, Themis is gonna head straight back to the Raven's Eye. But it's 2 a.m.
Oh, also, while we're leaving the mines, I'm gonna turn the entire entrance into rough terrain.
Okay. Before you do indeed do that, as you all head out. UD brings up the rear, taking a few extra minutes, seconds rather, to cast a few spells to hide traces.
Oh no, it's just to prevent people like Rauggam from going into places they're not meant to be. Because remember, I'm a good person in this campaign.
A dwarf's not supposed to be in a mine. This is news
An
to me.
abandoned mine.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yes.
I am drunk. So I'm gonna go to bed.
Right, as you do.
Love you guys.
Yep,
we know.
Cyanide.
Good night.